This is the Classic Baseball Broadcast Network, where we believe there is nothing like hearing about history from those who lived it. Listen to our full catalog of broadcasts at classicbaseballbroadcast.com. If you enjoy the podcast, please help me out and do one of three things. Follow, subscribe this podcast, and leave a review. It really helps. Share us with your baseball friends. Let them know about us. Or jump over to members.ThisDayInBaseball.com. Join our email list, community, and our family of baseball podcasts.
Good afternoon, everybody, from Yankee Stadium. This is Frank Musser along with Bill White and Phil Rizzuto, and a twilight doubleheader between the New York Yankees and the Texas Rangers. The Yankees idled yesterday to rest up from Sunday's marathon twin bill out here at the stadium, and in taking a day off, the Yankees gained a half a game on the Boston Red Sox and moved into third place all by themselves as Boston dropped a 6-4 decision to the Chicago White Sox last night. The Yankees trailed the division-leading Detroit Tigers by 3.5 games, 3 games in the loss column, which isn't as important this year as it has in past because of the unbalanced schedule. The Baltimore Orioles are in second place, 1 game behind Detroit, and 2.5 games in front of New York. In an effort to keep it going tonight, the Yankees will pitch right-hander Steve Kline in the first ball game. Kline is leading the major leagues in earned run average with a mark of 1.61, and left-hander Mike Kekich will go in the nightcap. The Rangers reverse the procedure with Mike Paul pitching in the opening ball game. Paul has a record of 6 wins and 5 losses. And in the nightcap, it'll be a right-hander, Dick Bosman, who has won 6 and lost 8.
Well, the umpires are out, along with Ralph Houck and Ted Williams. And Ted's lineup looks like this. Elliot Maddox will lead off and play center field. Jim Mace will be shortstop. He'll bat second. Larry Bittner will bat third and play left. Catching and batting fourth, Dick Billings. Batting fifth and playing third base, Dalton Jones. The sixth place hitter will be Frank Howard. He'll play first. Ted Ford will be in right field. He'll bat seventh. He'll be followed by the switch-hitting little second baseman, Vic Harris. And then a left-hander, Mike Paul, will do the pitching. For the Yankees, Horace Clarke will lead off and play second. He'll be followed by Thurman Munson, who will catch. Batting third and playing center field, Bobby Mercer. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing left field, switch hitter Roy White. Felipe Alou will play first base, and he'll bat fifth. He'll be followed in the lineup by the third baseman, Celerino Sanchez. Rocky Ron Swoboda will play right field. Rocky will bat seventh. Then Gene Michael, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Steve Kline will do the pitching and bat ninth. Stepping in behind the mic on the other side, here's Frank Messer.
Thank you very much, Bill. And Elliot Maddox batting .251 as he comes into this ball game. He has 72 base hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, no home runs, 10 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter takes care to erase the rear restraining line on the right-hand batter's box, and now he'll step in. Plants that right foot right on the rear line. The windup by Kline. The first pitch of this game is poured through for a strike, and we're underway in the opener of this doubleheader. Steve Kline, with an earned run average of 1.61, the best of any starting pitcher in the major leagues, has 3 wins over the Rangers. This pitch is cut on, bounce to third base. Sanchez one-hands it, flips over to first, he's out. Maddox down, 1 away. Here's the shortstop, Jim Mason, batting .217. Just underway here at Yankee Stadium. The windup by the right-hander Kline. The pitch to Mason, strike called over the plate, just about knee-high. Mason, a left-hand batter. Kline looks into Munson, ready to work again. The 0-1 pitch. This pitch is lined, base hit over Kline into center field. So Jim Mason comes through with the game's first base hit, a solid line drive over Kline's head, back on past second base. And here is Larry Bittner, the left fielder. Bittner is hitting .287. Top hitter on this club. He's a left-hand batter. 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Total of 76 base hits, 18 doubles, no triples. Kline will work off the stretch and set position as Alou holds the runner Mason on at first. Then the pitch is taken for a strike, a breaking ball, 0-1. Bobby Mercer in center, shades Bittner around toward right field. Ron Swoboda in right is extremely deep. Roy White shortens up in left field and plays straight away. On the infield, The 0-1 pitch to Bittner. Hit on the ground right side. They won't get two. They fire to second out there. No play back to first. Alou to Michael forces the lead runner, Jim Mason. Bittner reaches on the force. A slow bouncing ball, not made for a double play at all. There are two down, and the batter will be Rich Billings, the catcher. A 276 hitter, has 54 runs batted in, 105 base hits, 14 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs. Rangers trying to break a 4-game losing streak. And the pitch here to the right-hand hitter, strike one on a breaking ball. Billings is the only Ranger in triple figures in base hits with 105. The pitch to him. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Ted Ford leads the team in home runs. He's batting in the number 7 spot on the lineup. He has 10. And Billings, the RBI leader, with 54. The set by Klein. Here's his pitch. Taken for strike 3. Called. The start is retired. No runs, a base hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on. In the middle of the first inning, the score, Texas nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
Schaefer invites you to the exciting Eastern States Exposition. 10 big days starting September 15th in West Springfield, Massachusetts. There will be exciting entertainment, exhibits, and games and rides for the whole family. Come and see the Big E. And while you're there, visit the Schaefer tent for some frosty cold Schaefer beer.
Attending Thursday afternoon's ball game between the Yankees and the Rangers will be the Taiwan Little League champions, the world champions of all Little League baseball. And Frank, I think we saw these kids last year when they won. And they were not small kids for Chinese. They were pretty good sized fellas.
Yes, they were, and look forward to seeing them out here. Always a pleasure to have the youngsters here at the ballpark. You know, they play a surprisingly good brand of baseball. I'm sure I didn't know they were that interested in baseball to start with, but
I didn't know they were that big. They had kids out here, yes. 6'1", 6'2".
That one kid, that pitcher, tall, slender kid.
Well, they say that the northern part of Taiwan, evidently, they have some tall Chinese.
All right, here's Horace Clark to lead off. They'll be out here Thursday afternoon as guests of the Yankees. Clark batting .244. He's got 101 base hits, 14 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer. And he takes a pitch low and outside from the left-hander, Mike Paul. Paul into the wind again and delivers. Clark bounces this one to third. Gloved there on one hop by Dalton Jones. His long throw, Clark is out, one away. And now Thurman Munson, the Yankee catcher, batting .285. Thurman, right-hand batter. Here the Yankee hitting leaders. Bloomberg and Ellis both hitting .284. Neither of them in this ball game. Munson .285, Mercer .287, Roy White at .277. They're battling it out for the club championship in hitting. There's a breaking pitch that misses. Ball 1 from the left-hander Mike Paul. Paul has relieved once against the Yankees and started once against them. Pitched a total of 1 1/3 innings. 2 runs, 5 hits. Didn't figure in either decision, however. Yankees won both ball games in which he pitched. 1-0 deal. And Munson hits a high fly ball out into left field. Larry Bittner settles under it. Glove up now, makes the catch, and that's all for Munson. That ball was sky high. Not real deep in left. 2 down, and here's Mercer. Bobby Mercer leading the Yankees in hitting at .287. In runs with 78, at bats 450, base hits 129, doubles 26, triples 6, home runs 22, runs batted in 73. And Bobby Mercer had the honor before the game of modeling the Yankees' new double knit uniforms that they will not be going to this year, but probably in the future. He takes up high, ball 1. Look exactly like the current pinstripes. Same design and everything, but made of the double knit material so popular with most of the ball players. 1-0 delivery. Foul back, just off the upper deck, bounces back onto the playing field. 1-1.
Are they buttoned up or they slip over? How about the belt buckle or the drawstring?
Bill, you just asked me 4 questions. I can't answer any of them. They are buttoned, aren't they? They do have buttons. I don't know about the pants. Bobby had the shirt down, and I just ducked in the clubhouse for a minute. He had the shirt on, and It was down over the trousers, just with shirt tail hanging out, in other words. Ball and 2 strikes.
But they do retain the Yankee pinstripe.
Yes. Next pitch coming. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the side is retired. Mike Paul fans Bobby Mercer, and the Yankees are out 1-2-3, nothing across at the end of 1 inning. The score, Yankees nothing and the Rangers nothing.
When you believe in people, the word gets around.
At Avco Financial Services, we think a consolidation loan should be the end of your debt worries, not the beginning. So we not only help you get out of debt, we help you stay out of debt. When you come into Avco, you come into money. Because if you deserve the credit, at Avco you get it. Call us. We're in the phone book. Avco Financial Services.
When you believe in people, it gets around.
Dalton Jones is waiting to lead off the top half of the second inning, Bill, and he'll be followed by Frank Howard and Ted Ford. Dalton Jones, a left-hand batter, and the first pitch to him is taken for a strike. Jones homered off Steve Klein the last time he saw him. Jones is hitting 171. 4 home runs, 17 runs batted in for the Rangers. Next pitch. Swung on, bounced to the right side. Felipe Alou has it. Underhand flip to Klein, covering. He's out. Score the play 3-1, and there's 1 down here in the top of the second. And out Frank Howard. Big Hondo. Batting .244. He has only 67 base hits for the year, 8 doubles, 9 home runs, and 31 runs batted in.
I think Frank was hurt, pretty much as Vida Blue was hurt, Frank Messer, by his long holdout. Big fellow like this has to get down and get in shape. It takes him a little more time than the average size man.
He bounces this one off the plate. Klein waiting for it to come down near the mound. He's got it. Throws to first. Howard is out. And there are 2 down. He bounced that one straight down off the dish. Steve Klein fielded it just off to the third base side of the mound. Play goes 1-3, and here's Ted Ford, the right fielder. Ford leads this team in home runs with 10. It seems to me like Ford's had 10 home runs for a couple of months.
The time before last, we were in Arlington, he had 10. Still had 10, went back down there before last time, and he still has 10.
Here's a right-hand batter, takes a strike. Ford is hitting .231.
That's why he still has 10 home runs. He was batting over 300 early in the season.
He swings on this one, ground ball, just past Gene Michael, base hit. Ball goes past Michael to his left and on through into center field. So Ford is on with the second hit for the Texas Rangers. 2 outs, a man on, and here comes Vic Harris, the second baseman. Bill White mentioned in his opening remarks, Harris, a switch hitter. He'll be up there batting left. This young man is just 22 years old from Los Angeles, California. 5'11", 165 pounds. He was hitting .293 at Des Moines when he was called up. Fouls the first one off. Strike 1. Harris is batting but .110. 10 hits in 91 at-bats. 1 double, 5 runs batted in. Next pitch here. Curveball is bounced off the plate again. It is fielded by Klein. Throw to first. He's out. An excellent play by Felipe Alou. Alou had to actually reach around the base runner Harris coming at him to take Klein's throw and then stab the bag and get back out of the way to keep from getting an arm injury if that runner banged into him like that. A good play by Alou. And the side is retired. No runs, a base hit, the man left in the middle of the second to score. Texas nothing, the Yankees nothing.
Next time you're heading home all hot and thirsty, step off that noisy summer street into the cool quiet of a friendly tavern. Now we've got you right where we want you, in the perfect place and with the perfect thirst for trying Frosty Cold Schaefer beer.
Schaefer, please. Coming up.
Your first one tastes great, smooth and bright. But today, one cold beer just isn't enough. So today, you'll really appreciate the quality that makes Schaefer unique. The way Schaefer actually gives you first beer pleasure, first frosty glass to last.
You see, we started practicing on more than one beer thirsts before most brewers even started brewing. And practice makes perfect.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Here's Roy White. He'll be up there right-handed against Mike Paul. And the first pitch to Roy. Taken down low, ball one. Had the plate, but down low. White is hitting .277, 119 base hits, 20 doubles, 7 homers, 43 runs batted in. He leads the club in stolen bases with 21. Swings at this one, high bouncer down the third base line. Could be trouble, and White running hard beats it out. Goldman Jones played the ball on 2 hops. One high one and one short one. And Roy White, with good speed, beats it out for an infield single.
I think Jones' best shot there was let that ball hit bounce and hope it would have gone foul.
That is the Yankees' first base hit. And Felipe Alou steps in. Felipe batting .279 in the race for individual honors on this Yankee ball club. 69 hits, 12 doubles, 1 triple, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. Right-hand batter. Takes outside, ball one. See where Felipe's brother Matty is now in the American League, Bill White.
The Oakland A's. In fact, he got him started on a winning inning the other night.
1-0 pitch to Felipe. Fastball for a strike, 1-1. He got a career average somewhere around .310, I believe, in the major leagues.
He was hitting .314 when the Cardinals let him go to Oakland. Of course, Matty's making over $100,000. That might have been part of the reason.
Howard holding White on at first. 1-1 pitch from Mike Paul to Felipe Alou inside. He started to go, checked the swing, 2-1. A lot of clubs make moves this time of year. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch to Felipe Alou. Throw to first, they got him picked off. Howard's got the ball, throws to second. He is out at second base. Play goes 1-3-4. Pitcher to first baseman to second baseman, or Paul to Howard to Harris, who tagged him out. That is counted as a caught stealing. So Roy White picked off and thrown out. That is only the 5th time he has been caught stealing this year. He's stolen 21 now out of 26 attempts. 2-1 pitch to Felipe Alou. Foul ball. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification.
WGY Schenectady, serving Schenectady, Troy, and Albany, New York, and all of the Northeast on a sunny 79-degree day.
The windup and the next pitch coming. Get on the ground, a shortstop. Fielded there by Jim Mason. Long throw. He's out. Alou digging hard. Made it a close play. 2 down. Batter will be Celerino Sanchez. Yankee pitching staff pretty well represented on the sale yesterday. Fritz Peterson, Mike Kekich, Fred Bean, Wade Blasingame, and their wives. Sanchez, right-hand hitter, batting .246. Ball winds and delivers high with an off-speed pitch, ball 1. Yankees 3.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers. Later on, we'll watch that Detroit-California game. There's a pitch that is taken for a strike, 1-1. Well, maybe not. This goes as long as the doubleheader Sunday, we will. 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 2. They start at 11 o'clock in California. Cleveland playing at Oakland. That'll be an 11 o'clock start. Baltimore at Minnesota. We'll have reports on that. Sanchez strikes out on a fastball. And it's the second strikeout for Mike Paul. For the Yankees, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. At the end of 2 innings, the score. Yankees nothing and the Rangers nothing.
At the Getty Oil Company, we sell premium gasoline for a few cents less per gallon than most other major premiums. So you get extra gas for your money. In fact, if you drive around 12,000 miles a year and you use Getty Premium, you'll get enough extra gas to get you from New York across Delaware.
What's that thing with the spots, Dad?
That's a cow, son. down through Charleston, South Carolina.
Look at all the spots on that cow, Dad.
That's a horse, son. And into the Sunshine State, Florida. A total of about 1,000 extra miles.
Come on, Dad. Last one is the pig's uncle.
That's a monkey, son. Getty, the company that gives you more gas for your money, so you get more miles for your money.
Mike Paul will lead off the third inning. Left-hand batter as well as left-hand pitcher. Takes ball one. Paul is hitting 156 based on 5 for 32. 2 of his 5 hits have been doubles, however. Next offering, swung on and sliced foul down the left field line, back into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score in this ball game. Yankees have 1 hit, the Rangers have 2. Now the windup in the pitch. Line drive over Clark, base hit into right field. So Mike Paul, the pitcher, leads off with a single, and that is the 3rd hit in the ball game for the Texas Rangers. They take the jacket down to Coach Nellie Fox at first base, who will help Paul on with it. And let's see how they play it right now with Elliot Maddox stepping in. He grounded out to Sanchez at third, his first time up. Now batting 249, 250. Wayne Terwilliger flashes the signs from third base. Klein digs away at the pitching rubber with the right foot. Now looks down for the sign. Gloved hand on the left knee. The ball behind the right hip. He brings the hands together, kicks and delivers. Breaking pitch, bunted back toward the mound. They could get the man at second. He's out. Throw back to first. No double play. Goes, gets by Clark. Munson backs it up. Runner going for second base, and he'll be in there. Maddox races on to second as they force Paul. 1-6. Gene Michael's throw back to first base got by Felipe Alou. Error will be charged to Gene Michael on the errant throw, allowing Paul to move from first to second. Or rather, Maddox to move from first to second, as Paul is out on the 1-6 play. Maddox at second base, 1 down. The batter will be Jim Mason. Mason single to center field his first time up, a left-hand batter. Now hitting 220. Klein shakes a Munson sign off, gets something else. Now starts his move. Looks back at second base, holds the set and fires. Fastball line to center field, in for the base hit. Here comes Mercer's throw. It'll be into second base. Maddox scores, and the Texas Rangers go out in front 1-0. Line single to center by Jim Mason to drive in the game's first run. His 3rd run batted in of the year. He's not been used that much. So the error has hurt the Yankees. Right now it's an unearned run. That could change depending on what the subsequent batters do. Right now Larry Bittner steps in. He grounded to Felipe Alou, turned it into a force in the first inning. He's a left-hand batter. Alou holding on Jim Mason at first base. And the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. Sanchez plays him very wide at third base. Michael shades over toward the bag. Clark in the hole. Alou holding the runner on. The outfield is shallow and left, to the right side and center, and deep and right. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced back to Klein. He spins, throws to Michael out at second, back to first, double play, and the side is out. The run will go down, I'm sure, is unearned as the Yankees come up with a double play, 1-6-3. So it's 1 run on 2 hits, a Yankee error, nobody left. In the middle of the 3rd inning, the score, the Rangers 1, the Yankees nothing.
Well, it seems like over the last couple of weeks, Frank Messer, the Yankees have always found themselves having to fight back. And, of course, they have done it well over the last couple of weeks, except for the bad road trip they had at Kansas City, on down to Arlington, Texas, and up in Chicago. But I think one of the trademarks of this year's Yankee Ball Club is that they haven't given up, that they have continued to fight back, not only in each individual ball game, but there have been times during the season when they could have hung their hats up and said, hey, fellas, let's wait until next year, but they haven't. And they're still within reach of the Detroit Tigers, only 3.5 games behind the Bengals.
That's what's known as a club believing in itself. Ron Swoboda here, Bill, batting 238 to lead off the 3rd inning. Takes a low fastball, ball 1. Mike Paul will pitch to Swoboda, Gene Michael, and then Steve Klein. He kicks and deals again. Swoboda bounces it foul off the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball winds and delivers. And he's low this time. 1-2. First pitch evidently wasn't too low. It's been just about knee high. 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Third strikeout for Mike Paul. And Gene Michael, the batter. Michael, the Yankee shortstop, hitting .225. 64 hits, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 1 home run, 29 runs batted in.
Frank, that buoy's not for Michael or Swoboda. One of the guards happened to take a ball from a kid who had gone out on the field for it, and the fans expressing their displeasure at that act.
Okay, Bill, 0-1 the count as Michael takes the first pitch. Next one to him, swung on, line into right field, base hit. Ball corralled out there by Ted Ford, and Gene Michael has a 1-out single, the Yankees' second base hit in the ball game. And now Steve Klein, the pitcher. See if the Yankees go to a bunting game right here. Klein has 6 sacrifice hits. He is batting .079. And they do want him to bunt. He drops one down off the first base side of the mound. Paul juggles it for a moment, now picks it up and throws him out. Harris covering at first base. It'll be a 1-4 sacrifice. Michael at second, 2 outs, and the batter Hoss Clark. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Rangers leading in the ball game 1-0. Clark, a switch hitter, will be batting right. Right-handed, Clark is hitting .222 and left-handed .257. First pitch. Hit in the air to center field. Waiting for it to come down, Elliot Maddox. The ball comes down in his glove. The side is out. No runs, a base hit. No errors, and a man left. And now at the end of 3 innings of play, the score here at Yankee Stadium in New York is the Texas Rangers 1, the New York Yankees 0. No other scores to report. As soon as we Gentlemen, as soon as we can pick up that Dodger-Cubs final score, we'll pass it along also. And as the night games get underway, we'll report on them. Right now, our ball game, 1-0 Texas. 1 run, 4 hits. The Yankees, no runs, 2 hits. And as we go to the 4th inning, ready to describe all the play-by-play action for you, ladies and gentlemen, here is Bill White.
All right, Frank Messer. It'll be Dick Billings, Dalton Jones, and Frank Howard in that order for the Rangers. Rangers ahead 1-0. Fine's been tagged for the 1 run on 4 hits. Steve over the head and the pitch to the right-hand hitter. Bounced over the mound. Michael charging. Gets a big hop. Fires off balance to a Lou, and Billings is out. So Dick Billings, first ball hitting, pounds a sinker into the ground. Michael rifled him out. That'll bring in Dalton Jones, a third baseman. Jones, a left-handed batter, bounced to a Lou his first time up. A Lou tossed to Klein, covering for the putout. We're at the top of the 4th, 1 out and nobody on. Rangers ahead 1-0. Klein's ready, and he deals. Fastball is down low. Yankees play Jones to pull. And the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to left field. White's out there with the range now. He's under it. And has it for out number 2. Jones going the other way, but White was waiting on him. Here's Frank Howard, the first baseman. Big Hondo, 6'7", 285. Way off at home runs this year. He only has 9. He's only driven in 31 runs. Howard batting at .244. Klein over the head, and he deals the first pitch. Lined up the middle, base hit. As Marty Springstead, umpiring at second base, had to get out of the way of that ball. Mercer picks it up, gets it back into Michael. And that'll bring in Vic Harris, the second baseman. And Harris is in. Harris bounced back to Klein his first time up. Harris batting at 110. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. He has had trouble getting the bat on the ball. He's a switch hitter. Young kid, only 22 years old. And Nellie Fox, who coaches first base for the Rangers, expects a lot from this kid. Says he's going to be a whale of a ball player. Stretch by Klein. And the pitch. Swung on, driven deep to right field. Back there, Swoboda. That ball is curving foul and out of play. Talking about Harris being a little fella. He drove that down the right field line. And it just hooked at the last moment in foul territory. Swoboda couldn't get to it. The Yankees play him straight away. White not too deep in left field. Mercer in close in center. Swoboda now shows a little more respect in right. Stretch by Klein. Pitch to Harris. Fastball hit on the ground to short. Michael gloves. Goes to Clark at second. They get the fourth. Oh, they get out of the inning in the middle of the fourth. The Texas Rangers won. The Yankees nothing.
Roll a few hot lines in a bowling alley, and you'll strike up a sizzling thirst. A more than one beer thirst. When that last frame is over, you'll be ready to score a couple of frosty cold beers. That's why you'll be more than ready for Schaefer. Schaefer comes on crisp and cold with flavor to spare. Flavor that never fades. So set yourself up to first beer pleasure every beer through. Brother, you've got it coming.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Well, Mike Paul has just finished his warm-up tosses to Billings, and we're ready to go into the last of the fourth. Yankees have a 1-run deficit to make up. Rangers ahead 1-0. It'll be Munson, Mercer, and White in that order. Munson, a right-handed batter, is batting .285. He has 6 home runs and 39 runs batted in. Fly to left field his first time up. Rangers play him straight away. Howard at first, Harris at second baseman, Mason the shortstop, and Jones in close at third. Bittner, the left fielder, Maddox in close in center, and the right fielder, Ted Ford. Munson taking a lot of time getting ready. Wipes out the back line of the batter's box. He wants to get as far away from that pitcher as possible. Now Paul's ready. So's Munson. The left-hander over the head, and the pitch to Thurman. Breaking ball, bounced. Oh, nice grab by the third baseman, Jones. Throw the first. They've got him. That ball was hit to the left of Dalton Jones. He lunged for it. Dove for it, came up with it, got up, and threw Munson out. 1 away. Jones robbing Munson of a sure base hit.
You know, Bill, if Abner Doubleday had made those bases 1 foot shorter, I think Munson would lead the league in hitting. I don't care how he hits the ball, he's thrown out by 1 step every time.
Hey, Jones made a great play on him.
He did.
Here's Mercer. Bobby struck out against Paul his first time up. Now Bobby backs off. Outfield swings around toward right field. They play Mercer to pull. Howard back on the grass and playing Mercer near the line at first base. Breaking ball gets a plate. No balls and a strike. Harris, the second baseman, back on the grass. He's also playing Mercer to pull. Mason, the shortstop, a couple of yards just to the left toward the shortstop side of second. The wind by Paul, the 0-1 pitch to Mercer. Fastball is too low. It's 1-1. Oh, Scooter.
Yeah.
I've got to give you the award for something.
What's that?
10 innings you did the other night. That was great. 1-1 pitch to Mercer. Deep to right center field. Way back. It's going. It's up against the wall. Bounces back in. Mercer around second. The ball bounces in. We to third. And he stops there with a triple. Mercer hit that ball all the way to the scoreboard. It looked like a home run. Maddox, the center fielder, was over there along with Ted Ford. The ball hit the top of the scoreboard and bounced all the way back to dead center field. So Maddox and Ford had to retreat and start back the other way. And by the time they caught up with the ball, Mercer really hustling around second. Going into third at full steam was held there. And he's held at a triple. We almost had an inside the park home run. Mercer now down at third.
I think that was a smart play by Dick Hauser. Mercer was running out of gas. He had an outside shot. A perfect relay would have gotten him. Only one out and Roy White up there.
And they bring the infield in. Mercer on a third with only one out. White got an infield hit his first time up against Paul. Roy with 7 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off on the right side. That'll make the upper deck. Yankees trying to tie the ball game up. Rangers lead 1-0. One out, Mercer down at third. We're in the last half of the fourth inning. Howard is close at first. So is the second baseman Harrison, shortstop Mason, and the third baseman Jones. Paul stretches. The 0-1 pitch to White. Swung on it up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. Just out of reach of Mike Paul and the shortstop Jim Mason. Scores tied as Bobby Mercer scores. White holds it first. Before we get to a Lou, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WGY Schenectady, serving Schenectady, Troy, and Albany, New York, on a sunny 79-degree day.
Here's Felipe Alou. White's 2 for 2 now with an RBI. Scores all tied up 1-1. Alou bounced to short his first time up. White with a short lead. The pitch, a breaking ball, dips in over the plate. It's a called strike. Last time White was on at first base, Paul picked him off. Roy stolen 21 bases. Paul comes set. Pitch to Alou, hit in the air to right field. After it, Tedford with a long run near the line, still on the run. He's under it now and makes the grab near the line in right field for the second out. White hustles back to first base. That'll bring in Celerino Sanchez, the third baseman.
Let's talk some more about that second game Sunday, but as you were talking about it, Mercer tripled and then White singled.
Well, I thought I was just going to congratulate you
on
not
that
a great performance.
Never mind.
You have great staying power.
Yeah, you heard me calling for you. Inning after inning, I kept looking back. I know Bill's coming. For 10 innings, I looked, and you never came.
That's why I'm saying you did a great job. Sanchez takes high a ball. I believe that set a new record for you, didn't it?
It sure did.
First time in 16 years, most innings?
Most consecutive innings. And you had to do it to me.
As you taught me well, see? The 1-0 pitch to Sanchez. Bounced foul outside of third. And you haven't heard the end of it. I might take off tomorrow.
Oh, no kidding. Well, that's all right.
I got a golf game.
How? I really taught him well, didn't I? This Huckleberry learns too quickly. All the other guys used to love to work.
A ball to strike on Celerino Sanchez. 2 outs, White down at first. Scores tied up 1-1. Well, after the fourth, pitch to Sanchez is bounced foul once more outside of third. Jones cuts it off, gets it back to Mike Paul. So it's 1-2 on Celerino. White takes his time going back to first, takes a look at the scoreboard as he does. And he sees Dick Allen out there. This is up on the board. Dick Allen leads the Chicago White Sox in here for a Friday night game at 7:30. A couple games, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Game time at 2. 1-2 pitch to Sanchez. White moving, the ball's fouled off. A chance to see Dick Allen, who right now is leading the American League in batting average at .317, RBIs, and home runs. And And the White Sox lead the West by a half game over Oakland. Oakland just picked up Matty Alou, Felipe Alou's, one of Felipe Alou's younger brothers. White leads. And Paul backs off. Now he's ready to go again. Sanchez still waiting. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's 2-2. The Yankees used a one-out triple by Bobby Mercer and a single up the middle by Roy White to tie the game up this inning, 1-1. The Rangers have scored their run in the third. Elliot Maddox scoring on a single by Mason. Stretch now, and the 2-2 pitch to Sanchez. White's moving. The ball's fouled off, this time on the right side, straight back and out of play. The count still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Celerino Sanchez. White all the way down to second, had to make a right turn, U-turn, go back to first. The Yankees 1 run on 4 hits. The Rangers 1 run on 6. The one Yankee error led to the Ranger run. Now the stretch. White leads. Throw the first. White's back there easily. Paul gets a sign. Another throw the first. White's back again. Play Sanchez straight away. Celerino has been pulling the ball a little more lately. He's been hitting the ball sharply into left center field. Earlier, he'd been going almost exclusively to the right side. Another throw to first. White's back again. And there's a small gap out in left center for Celerino between Bittner, the left fielder, and Maddox, the center fielder. Although that Maddox can cover an awful lot of ground out there. He's an excellent outfielder. Now Sanchez backs off as time's called. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Celerino Sanchez. 2 outs. Roy White down at first base. We're in the last of the 4th. Scores all tied up, 1 apiece. Breaking balls bounce to the hole. Base hit left field. White will hold at second base as Bittner gets the ball in quickly. So Sanchez now pulling the ball a lot more and finding the hole. He's singled to left field, sending Roy White down to second. And that'll bring in Ron Swoboda with 2 outs. Swoboda struck out back in the third, his first time he saw Paul. Rocky with 10 runs batted in. And you're now with a chance to give the Yankees a lead. White takes a good lead from second. Sanchez easing off first. Stretch and the pitch to Swoboda is too high a ball. Here's the final. The Cubs beat the Dodgers 2-1. Pappas the winner, Singer the loser. Next pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Swoboda. Pappas won his 10th ball game of the year. He's lost 7. Singer the loser, 4-13. Willie Davis hit a home run for the Dodgers, the only Dodger run. 2-0 pitch now to Swoboda. Breaking ball swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Important games tonight in the American League East. The White Sox are up in Boston. Baltimore's in Minnesota. And the Tigers out in California. Other games, Cleveland at Oakland. And Kansas City at Milwaukee. Runners lead from first and second. 2-1 pitch to Swoboda. Gets the outside corner. It's a called strike 2. 2-2. Yankees won, Rangers won. Last of the 4th, 2 outs. White at second, Sanchez at first. Count 2-2 on Ron Swoboda. Paul is ready. The left-hander deals. Breaking balls high, 3-2. Full count, now the runners will be moving. On deck is Gene Michael. The Ranger infielders now will have to go to first base with the play if it's on the ground. Now Mason moves a step or 2 toward White at second. Here's the stretch. The runners are going. The pitch. Hit in the air, right field, base hit on the line. Right around third, he'll score. Sanchez digs to third base, and he's in there standing. Yankees lead 2-1. With the runners moving, White scored easily from second base. Sanchez hesitated a bit at second, but then decided to go on. Celerino having a bit of trouble once again with that bad leg of his, the pulled leg muscle. But he made it into third standing. Swoboda held at first base, so the Yankees now, with runners at first and third, they have the lead 2-1, and the batter's Gene Michael, the shortstop. Michael singled sharply to right field his first time up. And the hits are all even now at 6 apiece. Michael, a switch hitter, bats right-handed against Paul. The left-hander comes set and deals. A breaking ball. It's too low. Gene Michael batting at .227 with a home run, 29 runs batted in. Picked up his 65th hit of the year back in the third. Paul comes to the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball is too high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Steve Klein is on deck. The Yankees have taken the lead here in the fourth. A 1-out triple by Mercer. He was singled in by White. A single by Celerino Sanchez and an RBI single by Ron Swoboda. Swoboda's 11th run batted into the year. This ball is hit in the air to deep left center. After it's Bittner, also Maddox. Maddox with the glasses down, one-hands it. In deep left center field, Elliot Maddox, who covers ground out there like a lawnmower, really got into deep left center field and scooped that drive out of the air off the bat of Gene Michael for the third out. The Yankees do pick up a couple of runs on 4 hits, and they left 2 runners. After 4 innings of play, Yankees 2, the Rangers 1.
At Saratoga, the best of thoroughbreds, the best of harness horses.
At Saratoga, the best of performing arts, the best of spas and parks.
At Saratoga, the best of auto dealers in August and year-round.
At Saratoga, Trice, Juron, Ford, and Mercury.
No stoplights up the Northway to exit 15. Drive right into the area's leading Ford Mercury dealer, Trice Juron of Saratoga.
Meet Ed Trice and Bill Juron, always there personally year-round to see that you get the best buy on a new car.
Always there personally to see that you get effective attention in a modern, thorough service shop.
And now in August, Trice Juron offers Country Fresh Trader's Delight. Clearance prices on a huge selection of 1972 Fords and Mercury.
Drive right in for an old-fashioned low-pressure deal on a brand-new Ford or Mercury at clearance prices, lowest of the year.
Take the time-saving, money-saving, easy way to a new car. Exit 15 of the Northway, Trice Juron.
No lack of parking. Trice Juron has 8 acres.
Yeah, and remember those anthills?
How could I forget?
Still there. Busiest anthills in the Northeast.
So Mike Paul will lead off against Steve Klein as we go into the top of the 5th. The Yankees ahead now by a score of 2-1, and the Yankees continue to come back. In fact, I would think if the Yankees were fortunate enough to win the pennant this year, Phil Rizzuto, they would have to be in the running for the comeback team of the year.
I would say so.
Paul swings on a breaking ball. He doesn't get it. No balls in the strike.
It seems like when the Yankees jump out in front, those are the games they lose. They have really come back.
Yes, they have. Paul bats left-handed. Finds over the head, and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, loop foul, up in the deck, upper deck on the left side, out of play. Steve ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. They play Paul to hit to the opposite field, so he bats left-handed. He singled to right field his first time up. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, got him. Pitch was dropped by Munson, but he tags Paul before he can leave the batting box. And there's 1 away. Second strikeout for Steve Klein. That'll bring in Elliot Maddox, the center fielder. Remember, we're talking about pitcher, Scooter, who might have won 20 ball games and maybe not strike out 100 men.
Yeah.
As Maddox fouls the first pitch off. A buddy of yours said that wrote in and listed about 50 or 60 guys who had done it. And he said that Lopat, whom you played with, was one of them.
I thought Eddie had more than that. How about that?
The 0-1 pitch, side on fastball, moves Maddox back, and it's 1-1.
Well, Eddie's here at the game tonight, scouting. And I'm going to ask him about that. Not that I doubt the fellow who wrote in.
But you do.
I do, yes.
Break the balls outside the Maddox. It's 2 balls and a strike. 1 out and nobody on. Yankees ahead 2-1, top of the 5th. Fine's ready. The 2-1 pitch to Maddox. Swung on, hit on the ground, a deep short. Backhanded by Michael. Set, throws. Just nipped him at first base for out number 2. That'll bring in Jim Mason, the shortstop. Michael went deep in the hole behind Sanchez. Got set on that back foot, planted the right foot, and fired over to Lou in time to get a speedy Elliott Maddox. Mason's 2 for 2 against Klein. In fact, he's driven in the only run the Rangers have scored. Doesn't have that kind of a batting average. Came into the game batting .217. Fastball moves him back. And that RBI was only the 3rd of the year for Jim Mason. Of course, he's only in his 22nd ball game. He's only been at bat 70 times. 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed it. 1-1. On deck, Larry Bittner. Yankees working with a 2-1 lead. Top of the 5th. 2 outs and nobody on. They're playing Mason to pull. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Loop. Foul on the left side. Sanchez is after it. I don't think he'll have room. He doesn't. About 6 rows back in the seats. And the count's 1-2 on Mason. We're in the first of 2 here at the stadium. This one is Klein against Paul. And the next one, it'll be Kekich against Bosman. The Yankees trying to move up a little bit closer to the Detroit Tigers. 1-2 pitch from Klein. Fastball gets the inside corner. It's taken. Called strike 3. And Steve Klein, putting a little extra on a fastball, caught Jim Mason looking. That's Klein's 3rd strikeout, and that's the 3rd out of the inning for the Rangers. 3 up and 3 down. In the middle of the 5th, the Yankees lead the Texas Rangers 2-1.
Well, you know, good humor is the ice cream sold right here at Yankee Stadium.
Several leading doctors report heartburn, common indigestion, pressure are most often caused by gas bubbles trapped in the stomach.
Antacids alone cannot break up these trouble bubbles, but Digel can.
Digel combines antacids plus simethicone, unique ingredient that breaks up, dissolves bubbles away.
Heartburn, pressure, stuffiness go fast.
Because Digel relieves both excess acid and gas. For more complete relief, take Digel, liquid or tablets.
Millions of people suffer from occasional irregularity, and they found that one of the most effective gentle laxatives they can take is Phenamint. Of all the leading laxatives, only Phenamint is a chewing gum, and for a very good reason. As you chew Phenamint, it goes into your system slowly, little by little. And as Phenamint goes into your system slowly, it goes to work gently, predictably. Phenamint, the gentle, predictable laxative. Also available in soft, chewable mints. Phenamint.
Klein sacrificed Michael to second base his first time up, so Steve has not been at bat officially yet. Steve batting 0-7-9 with 1 run batted in. Swings on a first pitch and drives it deep to center. Maddox is back there, though. He's loafing around now, and one-hands it easily for the first out. I think Elliott Maddox plays center field about as effortlessly as any of the center fielders in the American League I've seen.
No doubt about it. A little more experience, and Elliott's going to be one of the top players.
Here's Horace Clark, the second baseman. Clark, a switch hitter, bats right-handed against Paul. Yankees up 2-1, last of the 5th. House is 0 for 2. He's bounced to third and skied to center. They play him straight away, and the outfield plays him in close. Paul didn't like the first time, but he likes the second one. And the breaking ball is too high. Jones in close at third. Paul working quickly. The 1-0 pitch. Fastballs are called strike. It's 1-1. I think in the 2 years I've been here, I've seen Clark bunt once down the third base side. Doesn't bunt often. Fastball's fouled straight back. It's 1-2. On deck, Thurman Munson. Yankees ahead 2-1. They're using a triple by Mercer, an RBI single by White, and another RBI single by Ron Swoboda to take that lead. As Paul slips a fastball past Clark on the inside corner. It's a called strike 3. Well, there are 2 outs. Both Paul and Klein able to go, get a little extra on fastballs. And for Paul, that's strikeout number 4. Here's Thurman Munson. Munson taking a lot of time getting ready. Rubs out that back line again. This time an inch or 2 closer to the umpire and the catcher. Don't be careful. Munson will end up here swinging. Paul's ready, and the pitch. Slow curve is too high. Well, a lot of batters like to do that. They'll go back and rub that back line out and get as far behind that plate as they can. And a lot of the umpires will take those bats and put it on the front part of the plate and remark that back line and make them stay between the lines. Paul shakes off a couple of signs. Now he's ready. The 1-0 pitch to Munson. This breaking ball is too low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees leading 2-1, last of the 5th. Munson's a batter. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Munson. Slow curve is outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Paul takes a long look at the scoreboard. Now he's ready. The 3-0 pitch to Munson. Fastball is too low. Lost him. So Paul loses Munson on 4 straight pitches. And that's the first walk this left-hander's given up. He has 4 strikeouts, and the batter now is Bobby Mercer, the center fielder. Paul handled Mercer easily in the first inning, struck him out with a wide breaking curveball. But then Bobby tripled off the scoreboard in right center field in the 4th, scored the Yankees' first run as Roy White singled through a drawn-in infield. And then White later scored on a single by Swoboda, and the Yankees are up 2-1. With Thurman Munson down at first base and 2 outs. Bobby in that familiar crouch, cocking that bat over his left shoulder. Swerve is swung on and missed. It's a hard curveball from Paul. More like a slider. But still balls and a strike to Mercer. That triple that Mercer got in the 4th inning was his 7th of the year. He has 22 home runs. He's driven home 73 runs. He scored 79. Batting at .289. The 0-1 pitch. Sidearm fastball. Gets the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Perfect pitch by Mike Paul. Mercer didn't like the call. Backside says a couple of words to the home plate umpire, John Rice. Rice missed a few ball games because of illness. Hank Sorrell was brought in to take his place. Now he's back. Throw the first. Munson's back there. Safely. Howard actually is playing behind Munson. Paul looks over there. Comes set. Thurman leads. The 0-2 pitch. Sidearm curveball. Bounce to first base. Off the glove of Howard. Out into right field. Munson around second. He'll go to third. Mercer's going for second. The throw is into the first baseman, Howard. Now we'll have to wait and see what they give Howard on that. It's going to be a 2-base hit for Mercer. Howard was playing a step behind Thurman Munson there at first base. And he was in good position to field the ball. The ball skipped off his glove, bounced out into right field. Staying in fair territory, Ted Ford ran the ball down, got it back in quickly, and Munson held at third. Bobby Mercer on at second now with 2 outs. And the batter will be Roy White, the left fielder. Time's called now as Dalton Jones, the third baseman, wants to talk to his pitcher. So Mercer now with a triple and a double in 3 trips. That double was Mercer's 27th. Well, he's got to be moving in on Lou Piniella in the lead there. Piniella left here with 29. Piniella of the Kansas City Royals led the American League with 29 doubles. Mercer now has 27, and he also now has 7 triples, which got to be up in there somewhere. There's 22 home runs, tied for second in the American League. 73 RBIs second. In addition to that, he's stolen 9 bases. He's had a season already. Here's White. 2 for 2. Drove in his 43rd run back in the 4th. Got an infield hit in the 2nd. Ball winds. And the pitch. Curveball's a called strike. White batting at 280. Second and runs scored on the Yankees with 63. Second and base hits with 121. Down the dirt, blocked nicely by Billings. Munson starts in, but Billings runs that ball down, gets it back to Paul, who was covering home plate. And the count on White's 1-1. Yankees ahead 2-1, 2 outs. They're threatening a game. Munson at third, Mercer at second. Last of the 5th. White has hit 20 doubles, no triples this year. 7 home runs. Fastball is down low. It's 2-1 on White. Second on the club with 44 runs batted in now. Hey, that Ronnie Bloomberg has 43 RBIs, and he's been up about half the amount of times as Mercer, White, Munson, guys like that. So Ronnie's made his hits count. White leads the Yankees in stolen bases with 21. Big breaking ball is bounced foul outside of third. Oh, it's 2-2. Felipe Alou on deck. Ball now goes on the backside of the mound. He'll meditate a little bit. Rubs the ball up. Doesn't use much rosin. He pitches from the left side of the mound, or the first base side of the rubber. 2-2 pitch to White. Fastball, bounce to third. Dug out by Dalton Jones. Good hop. Throws to first base, and he gets it. Jones took a tough hop, came up with it cleanly, and fired White out for the 3rd out. For the Yankees in the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit, and they left 2 runners. After 5, Yankees 2, Rangers 1.
When you believe in people, the world gets around.
A few years ago, Abco Financial Services was unknown. Today, we're one of the world's largest financial service companies. Every 3 seconds, we loan money to someone. So when you come into Abco, you come into money. Because if you deserve the credit, at Abco, you get it. Spread the word. Abco Financial Services.
When you believe in people, it gets around.
Say, do you know there's a restaurant in Manhattan where you can still take your girl to dine and dance under the stars? Tavern on the Green in Central Park, where you can dance nightly Wednesday through Sunday to the music of Eddie McGuinness and his orchestra. And on Mondays and Tuesdays to discotheque music. Now, for a night out on the town, it's the biggest bargain in New York. Just $7.95 gives you complete dinner, dancing, and free valet parking for the whole evening. Tavern on the Green in Central Park, Manhattan's only country restaurant. Another famous restaurant that honors the carte blanche credit card. All right, Steve Klein doing another one of his fine jobs. I tell you, every time out, I can't remember a game, Bill White, in which Steve Klein pitched badly.
He's pitched excellent baseball this year. Even the games he's pitched badly, when they've gotten a lot of hits, they haven't scored.
Right.
He gets, with that sinker, gets a lot of double plays. And the Yankees this year have made 138 double plays. A lot of them behind pitchers like Klein and Stottlemyre and Peterson, all sinker ball pitchers. All right, here's Larry Bittner, who will lead off for the Royal Rangers as we go into the top of the 6th. Bittner bats left-handed. Takes a breaking ball. It's too high. Bittner is 0 for 2. He's bounced into a force out, and he's bounced into a double play. Yankees up 2-1, top of the 6th. Klein deals. The ball pounded up the middle. It'll be a base hit. Just past the outstretched glove of Steve Klein, on into center field, and Bittner is now 1 for 3. That'll bring in Dick Billings, the catcher. Billings has struck out, and he's bounced out. Billings, I would think, is having, certainly, he's having the best year of any of the Rangers. He's batting at .276. Has hit 5 home runs, but he's driven home 54 runs. Stretch and the pitch to him. Inside a ball, crouching. On deck, Dalton Jones, the third baseman. Yankees ahead 2-1. Top of the 6th, no outs. Bittner at first base. Alou holds him. Yankee infield looking for 2. Quick throw the first. Bittner's back safely. Michael and Clark cheat just a bit towards second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped up near the mound. Alou's after it. He calls. He's under it and has it for the first out. So Billings pops to the first baseman, Felipe Alou, for the first out here in the 6th. Bittner still at first base, and the batter's Dalton Jones, the third baseman. Jones, a left-handed batter, is 0 for 2 against Klein. He's bounced to Alou at first base, who tossed to Klein to get him, and he's flied to left field. Normally, this guy's a pull hitter, and the Yankees play him to pull, with Alou holding Bittner there at first. Stretch and the pitch. Swung on, looped in the left center field. That's going to be a base hit in front of Roy White. Bittner had to hold up. He didn't know if White could get to the ball or not, so he'll stop at second base. Jones on at first as he loops a single to left field. Before we get to Frank Howard, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
Here on WGY Schenectady, serving Schenectady, Troy, and Albany, New York. The temperature mostly sunny and 78 degrees.
Big Frank Howard's in. He's 1 for 2. Bounced back to Klein in the 2nd. Single up the middle in the 4th. 1 away. Rangers have runners at 1st and 2nd. Klein comes set. The pitch. Swung on and missed. The sinker. No balls and a strike. Big Hondo batting at .244. 9 home runs, 31 runs batted in. He was hurt when he held out a long time. Didn't get in shape. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking balls cut on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Good curveball by Klein. So Steve's ahead now to Frank Howard. Howard is 6'7", 285 pounds. He's probably just getting in shape for this season. Here's a stretch now by Klein. Checks the runner. It's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. This one's outside. Same place the other one was. This time Howard took it.
Boy, if he could just wait on that pitch a little longer. He's just jumping as the pitcher releases that ball.
Sticks that left foot out fairly quick. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Howard. Fastball fouled off. He had a good cut at the fastball. But he fouled it straight back, and it's still a ball and 2 strikes on Frank Howard. Larry Bittner down at 2nd. Dalton Jones on at 1st with 1 out. In the top of the 6th. The Yankees are ahead 2-1. This fellow up here now can get 3 runs quickly for you. Klein comes to the belt. Checks the runner. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Bounces short. Michael backs up. Goes to 2nd for the 4th. And the 1st. Double play. But they call the runner safe at 2nd. They call the runner safe at 2nd. The second base umpire, Marty Springstead, evidently felt that Michael's throw pulled Clark off. Clark alertly made the throw the 1st where they got a lumbering Frank Howard, who's out. Now Houck is out of the dugout. He's going to argue with Springstead.
You know, I tell you, Bill, it's a good thing that Horace Clark went into that tantrum out there, because the Yankees might have walked off the field thinking it was 3 outs. I can't blame him for being upset. He was all over that bag. And the guy definitely didn't beat him into second base. He stood his ground right there.
Well, as usual, the umpire wins. Houck is going to leave. So the Rangers now have runners at 2nd and 3rd. And instead of being out of the inning, there are only 2 outs. That ball was bounced in the hole. Michael had to come back for it. He backed up a couple of steps, threw the Clark in what looked like a force there. And Jones was right on top of Hoff, but he made the throw the 1st anyway. And just nipped Frank Howard lumbering down the first baseline. They did get Howard, but Springstead called Dalton Jones safe at second. So the Rangers have life, and the batter's Ted Ford. Well, instead of being on the bench in the dugout, the Yankees are still on the field. Instead of getting their 139th double play, they just got one. Frank Howard, who was out 6-4-3. Now Klein's winding with 4. The pitch to the right-handed batter is a called strike on the outside corner. The tying runs down at third. The go-ahead run down at second with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Vic Harris, the switch hitter, is on deck. Steve with the ball in front. Goes over the head. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Ford. Fastball driven deep to left field. That ball is way back. It's going. It's going. It's gone. Home run. And the Rangers lead 4-2. Bittner scores. Dalton Jones scores. And Ted Ford has just hit his 11th home run of the season, and he now has 40 runs batted in, and he's just batted the Rangers into a 2-run lead. He pulled that ball down the left field line and went way back in there. No doubt about it. White took a look at it, didn't let it go. He didn't even move. Oh, the Rangers now up 4-2 in the top of the 6th. Big 3-run home run by Ted Ford. That's the 8th home run given up by Steve Klein this year. He's been stingy with homers. Here's Vic Harris. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Harris, a switch hitter, bats left-handed against Klein. He's 0 for 2. Bounce back to the pitcher and bounce into a fielder's choice. The Yankees have to come back again. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball bounced in the hole. Alou backhanded. Throws to Klein, covering. Quick play by Steve Klein as he beats Harris to first base. So Harris is out. Alou to Klein covering for the 3rd out. But the Rangers pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. The big home run by Ted Ford. And they leave nobody. In the middle of the 6th, the Rangers 4, the Yankees 2.
Simple is the one bit I have. When you're having more than one. Pleasure doesn't ever fade. Even when your face is grand.
Say, don't get caught short. Buy Schaefer by the case just in case. These hot summer days, you can work up a thirst with no work at all. A thirst for more than just one cold beer. A thirst for Schaefer, a beer with pleasure that stays first beer crisp and frosty bright every beer through. So don't get caught short. Buy Schaefer by the case just in case.
Schaefer is the one.
Felipe Rojas Alou will lead off with the Yankees. We're in the last of the 6th. The Rangers came back with 3 runs in the 6th. A 3-run home run by Ted Ford to take a 4-2 lead. The Rangers have 4 runs on 9 hits. The Yankees 2 runs on 7 hits. Alou is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's bounced to short and flied to right field. First pitch from Paul. It is a called strike. They play Alou to pull on the left side of the infield with the shortstop in the hole. Next pitch is outside. It's 1-1. Everybody else plays Felipe straight away. A lot of room up the middle. Through the infield, that is. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Paul. Breaking ball misses outside. It's 2-1. Steve Klein nursed a 2-1 lead going into the top of last inning. As Alou bounces one to third, backhanded by Jones. Long throw to Frank Howard at first, and Felipe Alou's out. One away. There's Celerino Sanchez, the third baseman. Celerino's 1 for 2. Struck out and singled against Paul. Pitch to Celerino is outside. Rangers ahead 4-2 here in the last of the 6th. 1 out and nobody on. Sanchez takes a strike right down the middle. It's 1-1. On deck, Ron Swoboda. Ball over the head. The left-hander deals. Fastball hit in the air to center field, right to Elliott Maddox, who moves over a couple of steps under it and has it for the second out. Well, here's Ron Swoboda. The Rangers took a 1-0 lead in the third inning when Paul singled. Maddox bunted. Paul was forced at second, but Michael's throw was wide of first, and Maddox went on to second base, where he scored on a single by Jim Mason. The Rangers led up 1-0. Yankees went ahead in the fourth, a triple by Mercer, single by White, and an RBI single by Swoboda, who just laces this one down the left field line. Inside the line, Swoboda around first. Going to second as the ball's in left center, and Ronnie is going to hold at second with a double. Swoboda caught the first pitch, a breaking ball, and lined it over Jones' head down the left field line. The ball hit in the curve out there and bounced over Bittner's head, went back out toward left center. And Swoboda hustled into second for a double. So Rocky's now 2 for 3. He's in scoring position. And the batter will be Gene Michael, the shortstop. Michael is 1 for 2, a single to right field, and he skied to Maddox in center. He's in there with 2 outs. Swoboda at second. A chance to get the Yankees 1 run closer as the Rangers lead 4-2 here in the last of the 6th. Swoboda leads. He's checked by Paul. The pitch swung on, hit on the ground to second. Dug up there by Harris. He goes to Howard, and Michael is out, number 3. Well, for the Yankees in the 6th, they pick up no runs on 1 hit, and they leave a runner. After 6 full innings of play, Rangers lead the Yankees 4-2. Well, we go into the top of the 7th, and the Rangers have taken a 4-2 lead over the Yankees. And in here now to take you over the next 3 is the Scuda, Phil Rizzuto.
Okay, Bill White. Mike Paul, who singled and scored in the 3rd inning, then struck out in the 5th, were laid off. Paul, a left-hand batter. Sanchez way in at 3rd. Big Frank Messer has slid in beside me. Frank, are you rested now after all those innings on radio?
Sunday? Oh, yes.
Pitch. Line, base hit to left center. Roy White will have to hurry to hold it to a single. He can't. And Mercer's up with it. He's going to throw to second. And Paul is in with a sliding double. Ball got away from Michael anyway. Roy did not get over to cut it off, and Bobby, thinking he would, had slowed up. Then Bobby had a backhanded. His off-balance throw was not nearly in time. So Mike Paul now with a single and a double. Base hit number 10 for the Rangers.
You know, those 16-inning ball games are long, but they're a lot longer for the team that loses than for the team that wins.
It ended up as a very pleasant morning, afternoon, evening, and night by the time we finally got home. All right now the Yankees trailing 4-2, though, have their work cut out for them. Elliott Maddox, who likes to bunt and can hit to right field. He's bounced to third, reached on an error, and was robbed of a base hit on a fine play by Michael.
For the benefit of the thousands watching you on TV, was the ZD still hot when you got home?
Oh, it had better be. It was. Ball 1. I had worn core, and you know my temper. Ball 1 to Maddox. Nobody out. Klein looks in for the sign. Elliott, a right-hand batter. Steve checks the runner. His pitch, and he bunts. It's a beauty. They're going to have to hustle to get him. Klein can't get anybody. It's a base hit. Told you, Elliot Maddox can really lay that ball down, and he laid down a beauty. Klein had no play. It goes as a base hit. Runners at first and third now, nobody out. And the batter, Jim Mason, who has singled twice and struck out. And that's base hit number 11 for the Rangers. Michael in now to talk with Steve Klein. Yankees cannot afford to give up another run. See how Ralph Houk plays it. Mason not a power hitter. He might have the infield in. And it looks like he is.
One other thing, they're beginning to warm up Wade Blasingame in the Yankee bullpen.
All right, Frank. As they do have Billings and Jones, both left-hand hitters, to follow Bittner, rather to follow Mason. All right, nobody out. Left-hand hitter up there. The pitch is a curve hit in the air to right field. Swoboda coming on, and he can't get it. Gets by him. And one run scores. Maddox goes to third. Into second. He's out at second on a beautiful throw by Swoboda. If Ron had caught that ball, that might have been a triple play because both Maddox and Paul were running. And Ron has made catches. He dove for it, just blocked it partially. It went in back of him. It'll go for a single. A run batted in for Mason as Paul scores. Maddox goes to third base, but Mason is thrown out from Swoboda to Michael. And so, Texas now out in front 5-2. Again, the infield is in with Larry Bittner, the batter. He has bounced to first, hit into a double play, and single to center. Another left-hand batter. Swings, base hit up the middle. And that'll score Elliot Maddox, and it's now a 6-2 ball game. And that is base hit number 13 for Steve Klein. By far the most hits given up by Klein in any one ball game this year. 6-2, the Texas Rangers lead. They have had 4 hits in this inning. And fortunately, they got one man out on Swoboda's throw to Gene Michael. Mason trying to stretch a single into a double. I tell you, that would have been some triple play had Swoboda been able to dive and come up with that ball. The batter now, Dick Billings. Bittner at first, one out. Line sets. High foul coming back. Munson coming back. He's got room. Makes the catch. And bluffs the throw to second. The runner holds there. So they're at 2 away. It will bring up Dalton Jones, who has bounced to first, fly to left, and single to left. He scored a run. Consider that call at second base really upset Steve Klein last inning, when it looked like the Yankees had gotten out of the inning with a double play, except that Marty Springstead called the runner safe at second. Clark threw to first, and they got Howard, but that gave 4 to life, and he hit a 3-run homer deep into the left field seat. Pitch to Jones, a bouncer, and Alou can't get it. Clark's up with it, throws to Klein. They got him. Nice play from Clark to Klein. But the Rangers come up with 2 runs on 4 base hits, no errors, and a man left. And now at the end of 6 1/2, it's Texas 6 and the Yankees 2.
Well, the second game of the doubleheader this evening. Dick Bosman, a right-hander, will make his 4th start of the season against the New York Yankees. He is 2-1 against the Yankees. And Mike Kekich will make his first appearance against the Rangers of this season. Kekich had a little trouble with the Rangers last year. And Lifetime has a record of 1-2 against them. Mike will be gunning for his 11th win of the year. And his opponent, Dick Bosman, will come into the game with a record of 6 wins and 8 losses.
All right, Frank Hal Lanier will pinch hit for Steve Klein here in the bottom of the 7th. Lanier batting .212 with 2 doubles and 6 runs batted in. Yankees trailing 6-2. They'll need another Frank Merriwell finish here, as they did against Kansas City. All right, Paul gets the sign. Slow curve line to left center. That's going to be in for a base hit. And it's going to be extra bases. Lanier around first. Maddox drops the ball. Lanier around second and then holds on with a double. So Hal Lanier coming through with a pinch hit, line drive double up the alley in left center. And that's base hit number 9 for the Yankees. It'll bring up Horace Clark, looking for his first hit of the night. Horace has bounced to third, fly to center, and struck out. And Ted Williams is coming out with that walk of his, that is arm flopping, neck flopping, very loose walk of Ted Williams. Wants to have a chat with his left-hand pitcher and his catcher, and he's looking out towards the bullpen. Puts his hands in his pocket. This has not been a night for pitchers. 13 hits for the Rangers, 9 for the Yankees. And they want another pitcher, a big left-hander he weighs for.
So while Lindblad takes his warm-up, we'll remind you there are more than 200 ticket outlets in Yankee Land. The Yankee Stadium Advance Ticket Office open every day of the season from 9 to 5. You can also order anytime by mail. Send your ticket request with a check or money order in the correct amount with your name and address to Ticket Manager, New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, zip code 10451. Box seats are priced at $4, reserved seats at $3, taxes included, the same prices as in recent seasons. Be sure to add 25 cents to your total order to cover mailing and handling costs. Now, you can also buy tickets over the counter at the popular Yankees Ticketron ticket office located on the mezzanine, Vanderbilt Avenue entrance of the Grand Central Terminal overlooking the main information counter. The Grand Central ticket office is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6 and until 4 o'clock on Saturdays. It is not open Sundays. Yankee tickets are also available at all Ticketron offices around the metropolitan area. For the location of the office nearest you in New York, call 644-4400. That's 644-4400.
Frank and Horace Clark now with a count of 1 ball, no strikes on him. Lindblad has won 4, lost 7, has a pretty good earned run average, though, 2.63. We told you he's left-handed. Lanier at second, nobody out. Pitch to Clark. Bouncer, fair ball! That's going to be extra bases. Lanier will score, and it's a 6-3 ball game, and Clark is in with a stand-up double. That run is charged to Mike Paul, so his record is complete now. 9 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 3 runs allowed. Clark at second base with his 15th double of the year and his 29th run batted in.
Clark ripped that ball so hard down the third baseline that Dalton Jones could only wave at it as it went by. It was really stung off the bat. And by the time Bittner recovered the ball in the left field corner, Lanier was across the plate and Clark was well on his way to second base.
All right, Frank, Thurman Munson now has flied to left, bounced to third, and walked. Pitch to Munson. A bouncer foul, and boy, they're jumping on Lindblad's first pitch. Thurman out in front just a little bit. Yankees behind 6-3 now, but nobody out, and Clark at second. Munson the batter, Mercer on deck with White to follow. So the Yankees have the men coming up that they want. Stretched by Lindblad. Pitch up the middle, a base hit. Clark will score. This is a 6-4 ball game. I want to tell you, these Yankees never give up. 2 doubles and a single. 6-4, and right now, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network, and we pause for station identification.
It's WGY Schenectady, serving Schenectady, Troy, and Albany, New York. The current temperature, 79 degrees, mostly sunny.
This crowd going wild again, picking up where they left off Sunday. Bobby Mercer, who has struck out, tripled, and doubled, is the batter. Nobody out. Munson at first. Fourth Thurman RBI number 40 on the year. Stretched by Lindblad. Pitch foul in back of the plate, strike 1. All 3 men that faced Lindblad have jumped on his first pitch. Lanier doubled. Rather, Clark doubled. Munson singled, and Mercer fouled it off. Nobody out. Munson leads away. Pitch to Bobby. Swing and a miss on a side-on curve, strike two. Bobby was fooled on that pitch. On deck, Roy White. Rangers 6, Yankees 4. In the bottom of the seventh, nobody out. Lindblad gets the sign. Comes to the belt. Line drive, base hit, left field. And holding at second base, Thurman Munson. Yankees have runners at first and second, nobody out. And here comes Sid Hudson, the pitching coach. 4 consecutive base hits. Mercer is now 3 for 4. And he is really hitting that ball.
He certainly is. Bobby with a triple, a double, and a single in this ball game after striking out his first time up. Sid Hudson at the mound, and they're really scrambling around out there in the bullpen. Casey Cox, I don't think, has had a whole lot of time to warm up. But nonetheless, the call is going to go out there for somebody. And with Roy White due to come in as the next hitter, Paul Lindblad faces 3 men, gives up a double and 2 singles. Bobby Mercer now hitting .291 as he is leading the club in every phase of offense except stolen bases. And it's going to be Casey Cox. The inning was started by Mike Paul, who began the ball game after giving up a double to left center to Hal Lanier. Ted Williams went to the mound, took Paul out of the game, and brought Paul Lindblad in. Horace Clark promptly ripped a double down the third baseline, past Dalton Jones to the left field corner to drive in a run. Thurman Munson then singled up the middle to bring Clark home with the 4th run for the Yankees, and Bobby Mercer's base hit, which moved Munson up to second base, has brought in the right-hander Casey Cox.
All right, Frank, runners at first and second, nobody out. The Rangers leading 6 to 4. And the Yankees really coming alive here in the bottom of the seventh. The stretch by Cox. Pitch is low and outside, ball 1. On deck, Felipe Alou.
No indication there of any bunt on the part of Roy White.
No, definitely not. Tough to pull Cox's sinker, which goes down and away from a left-hand batter. He sets inside, ball 2, 2-0. Dick Hauser flashing the signs to Roy White and the base runners. Could be just a decoy. Roy White with 7 home runs. 44 runs batted in. The stretch. High, ball 3, 3-0. Big Frank Howard starts over to say something, thinks better of it, moves back. Cox knows he's in a jam. You don't have to go out and tell him. 3 balls, no strikes on Roy White. Here's the stretch. The pitch, low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The bases are loaded, and Ronnie Bloomberg is coming up to bat for Felipe Alou. Listen to this crowd. Little huddle out on the mound. Bloomberg batting .284, has 19 doubles, 1 triple, 11 homers, 43 runs batted in. And Ronnie does not strike out too much. He's only struck out 22 times in 243 at-bats. The pitch is popped up. It's playable by Dalton Jones in foul territory, and he makes the catch. And Bloomberg is really upset when after a pitch down below the knees and golfed it high in the air. And now Sanchez is being called back and will probably have Johnny Callison. Yep. Nope, Bernie Allen. Bernie Allen will bat for Celerino Sanchez as Ralph Houk going to his bench. And Cox wants to talk with Billings. Swoboda is due up next, and if Allen doesn't do anything, we might see Callison. And Callison is coming out whether Allen does anything or not. So Johnny will be batting for Swoboda as Ralph Howe goes to his left-hand hitters. All right, Cox goes to the rosin bag. 1 out now. Bases loaded. The Yankees trailing 6-4. Bottom of the 7th. A base hit will tie it up. Bernie Allen hitting .252, 7 doubles, 5 homers. All right, all 3 runners lead away. Pitch to Bernie. Ground ball. Howard goes to second. They got 1, no chance for 2. Munson scores. It's a 6-5 ball game. That was a good play by big Frank Howard on a grass cutter down the first base line. So that's a force play from 4 to 6. Roy White is out. Thurman Munson scores. The score is now 6-5 in favor of the Rangers. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. And the batter will be Johnny Callison, batting for Swoboda. That's the 13th run batted in for Bernie Allen. Two men are out. Cox talking with Billings again as Johnny Callison comes on. On the scoreboard, they have just 1 out, but the runner was just forced at second base. So 2 outs. Allen at first, Mercer at third. And Johnny Callison hitting .259 with 8 doubles, 6 homers, and 22 runs batted in. So Casey Cox will have to pitch from a stretch position now. Runners at first and third. On deck, Gene Michael. Pitch to Callison, outside, ball 1. Johnny Callison is the 8th Yankee to come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees have scored 3 runs, but they need 1 more to tie up this game. Cox ready again. High fly, straight away center field. Elliot Maddox backing up. He's under it and makes the catch. But the Yankees pick up 3 runs on 4 base hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. And at the end of 7, it's the Rangers 6, the Yankees 5.
The year is 1761. We're in the workshop of inventor Benjamin Banneker. He's about to demonstrate well, just what is this, Mr. Banneker?
It's a mechanical timing device. It strikes the hour of the day, thusly.
That's ingenious.
Actually, just a modern version of an old idea.
What do you call it, then?
A striking clock.
Then this would be the first clock made in the New World.
Yes, I trust it is.
Mr. Banneker is also working on a formula to predict solar eclipses. And so it is. Benjamin Banneker, mathematician, writer, astronomer, surveyor, in 1761, maker of the first clock in the New World, Benjamin Banneker, a free black man. There are people today with as much potential as Mr. Banneker who can't afford an education. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Send a check to the United Negro College Fund, 55 East 52nd Street, New York, New York, 10022.
Well, the new pitcher for the New York Yankees will be Ron Klimkowski, a right-hander. Steve Klein, in 7 innings, allowed 6 runs, 13 hits, walked nobody, and struck out 3. And also in for the Yankees to play third base is Bernie Allen. Ronnie Bloomberg is playing first base, and Johnny Callison will be in right field. So you can mark those changes down. We'll give them to you again. At third base, Bernie Allen. At first base, Ron Bloomberg. And in right field, John Callison. Ron Klimkowski has done a good job in middle inning pitching for the Yankees this year. Now he'll try to hold the Texas Rangers here in the 8th and 9th and hope the Yankees can score the 2 runs necessary for a victory.
All right, he's got to do a good job here. Big Frank Howard hit to the box, singled, and bounced out to the shortstop. Pitch to Howard. Popped up, And Thurman Munson in foul territory makes the catch between home and third, 1 out. And Klimkowski gave Howard a breaking pitch, and Big Frank way out in front fouls it off the end of the bat. 1 out. That's a big man to get out of there. Here's even a bigger man as far as tonight goes. Ted Ford, who has singled twice and hit that 3-run homer deep into the left field seats about 20 rows back, almost in the mezzanine. Ford 3 for 3. Hitting .239. Curve bounces short. Michael comes in short, hops it. The throw just in time. Gene started to lay back on that ball. It took a big hop. Then he had to come in and got it on a short hop and just did get the speedy Ford. 2 out, and the batter, Vic Harris. He's hit to the box, bounced to short, and bounced out to first base. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 8th. Rangers lead by 1. There have been 25 hits in this game already. Fastball is outside, ball 1. 13 by the Rangers, 12 by the Yankees. Casey Cox on deck. Fastball, ground ball is short. Michael almost booted that, and just does throw him out. Gene came up while the ball was going down. He had to look twice to see if he had it. But it's a 1-2-3 inning, nothing across, and at the end of 7.5, it's the Rangers 6, the Yankees 5.
These are the sounds of a couple of handball players burning up the court. And while they're at it, they're scoring a searing thirst. A more than one beer thirst that just won't settle for just one cold beer. That's why after their last serve here, their next serve is going to be a couple of crisp, frosty Schaefers. Your first cold Schaefer opens with the most rewarding flavor in this man's world. And Schaefer keeps coming on with first beer pleasure every beer through. So treat yourself to flavor that never fades. Brother, you've got it coming.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
All right, some changes now for the Texas Rangers. In to play first base is Larry Bittner. And they make a change in left field. It could be Joel Levito. He'll have to turn around before I can get a look at his number here. Joel Levito will be in left field. I believe that's Joe. And Larry Bittner comes from left field into first base as they take Frank Howard out of the ball game and try to protect that 1-run lead, Phil.
All right, Frank. Bob Shepard announcing it now. You were right, Frank Messer. It is Levito. The pitch to Michael. Lion base hit the left field. I want to tell you that Michael is really stroking that P. The 2 times they got him out, he flied out to deep left center. Maddox making a circus catch. The other time he hit a hard ground ball to second. So Michael, 2 for 4. First hit off Casey Cox, and the potential tying run is at first. Klimkowski is the batter. Ralph Houck is not going for a pinch hitter. His run will be up there to sacrifice. And all the Rangers know it. So far this year, Ron has not had a sacrifice in 5 attempts.
5 at bat.
5 times at bat. He has struck out twice. He hasn't attempted to sacrifice 5 times. All right, Michael at first. Dalton Jones coming in at third. Casey Cox knocking a mosquito or a moth away. Here's the stretch by the big right-hander. Klimkowski squares. Bunch foul back on the screen, out of play.
You mentioned Gene Michael on a hot streak, Phil. He's had 5 hits in his last 8 times at bat.
All right, I tell you, and these times they get him out, he's hitting the ball on the nose. Nobody out. Michael at first. Klimkowski will almost have to bump that ball down the first base line to advance Michael. Dalton Jones way in. Cox comes charging in. Here's the stretch. The pitch, he bunts foul at the plate. It's strike 2. Bukowski moving a little too much as he bunts at the ball. In the true sense of the word, sacrifice means exactly that. You give yourself up to advance the runner. A lot of fellas, when they're up there bunting the sacrifice, try to beat it out. So in all probability, they'll have Ron trying to bunt again with 2 strikes on him. And usually, the fellow up there doing the bunting bear down a little more when he's got 2 strikes on him. Here's the stretch. He squares. Bunts off the plate, and they're letting it roll. It goes foul. It's a strikeout. It started fair on the first bounce, and then went foul, so it goes as a strikeout. First one for Casey Cox. Michael has to come back to first base, and the batter is Horace Clark. Horace has bounced to third, fly to center, struck out, and double to left. Horace has driven in a run and scored a run. On deck, Thurman Munson. Yankees trail 6-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Clark taking his practice cuts outside the batter's box. Now steps in. Gene Michael talking with Elston Howard now. Clark batting .245. Gene Michael has 1 stolen base on the year. If you're wondering about whether the stick might try to steal. All right, Cox gets the sign. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. Fly ball to right field, but right there is Ted Ford. He's under it. Makes the catch, and there are 2 away now. And the batter, Thurman Munson, is fly to left, bounced to third, walked, and single to center. Thurman has driven in a run and scored a run. Bittner holding the bag against Gene Michael. And the Yankee fans now trying to get their ball club another run. Stretched by Cox. There goes Michael. The ball is foul. Oh, what a jump Gene had. He would not have had a slide on that. He had a running jump. Munson went after the pitch, though, and fouled it into the seats down the right field line. Cox was not paying too much attention to Gene Michael, and he had some running jump. I tell you, if Munson had hit a single that time, Michael might have been able to score. That's how far down to second base he was. Now Cox will have to pay a little more attention to the stick over there at first base. Two out. 6-5 the Rangers lead in the bottom of the 8th. Cox gets the sign. Michael leads away. Pitch, he held up, and it's low, 1-1. Michael timed Cox's delivery beautifully on that first time that he was running. Cox hardly comes to a stop as he comes down. And you can get a running jump on him that way. 1-1 on Thurman Munson. 2 men out. Bobby Mercer on deck. Thurman would love to get on for Bobby, who's red hot. The stretch. There goes Michael. The pitch is outside. Throw to second. Goes into center field. Michael's going to go to third. That'll be a stolen base and error on the catcher. And again, Gene got that running jump, and Cox did not come to a set position. So the 6 steals a big base. And an error on the catcher. The Yankees have Michael at third. That's his 2nd stolen base of the year. And what a time he picked to steal it. Each team with 13 base hits. Each team has made an error. But the Rangers lead 6-5 is 2 balls, 1 strike on Thurman Munson with Gene Michael at third base. Joe Munson, who came through with a clutch base hit. And the second game Sunday in a pinch hitting role, he singled right up the middle. Is in that spot again. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. A windup by Cox. Pitch to Thurman. Ground ball is short. Up with it is Mason. Throw to first. They got him by a step. Thurman hit the ball hard, but right at the shortstop. Another thrill, but no run, no runs. A base hit, an error, a man left. And at the end of 8 full innings, it's Texas 6, the Yankees 5.
Falstaff beer, because we're all in this together.
So anyways, Walker, there I was in the middle of nowhere, about to turn up this mountain, see? And all of a sudden, I hear this voice talking to me.
Abe, you want to pass me a beer?
And This voice is saying, Gabe, better watch out. There's a rock slide coming round this bend. And since there wasn't anybody around but me and that horse.
He knew it was a horse talking to you.
That's right.
Telling you not to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Gabe, what happened?
I kept going.
And what happened?
Nothing. Clearest little old trail you ever did see. No rock slide, no nothing.
So how do you figure it?
Just a dumb horse walker. Here's your beer.
Good talk and good friends deserve a good beer. Falstaff beer. Because we're all in this together.
I don't know why I waste my time listening to you, Gabe.
Falstaff Brewing Corporation, Providence, Rhode Island.
Well, through 8 innings of play, the Rangers 6 runs, 13 hits. The Yankees 5 runs on 13 hits. The only game this afternoon saw the Cubs edge the Dodgers 2-1 in Chicago. Milt Pappas got the win in that ball game. His record is 10-7 for the Cubs. Bill Singer, the loser, his record is 4-13 now for the Dodgers. Cubs won that ball game with only 4 base hits. And right now, Klinkowski again will try to hold the Rangers in the ninth as the pitcher leads off. Bill?
All right, Frank, Casey Cox takes a pitch low, and he really steps in the bucket. Man, that's it. He's going to spike somebody in the Ranger dugout. Big right-hand batter up for the first time in the ball game. Klinkowski winds. Pitch is inside. Ball 2-0. The 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on Casey Cox. High, ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. Cox has walked. And that's the first walk given up by Yankee pitchers in this ball game. Steve Klein did not walk anybody while he was in there. Klinkowski retired the side in order in his 1 inning. But now has walked Cox and the batter, Elliot Maddox. And you remember that bunt he laid down last time for a base hit. The Yankees will have to be alert for that again. Well, we got a runner for Casey Cox.
Looks like Dave Nelson down there who can steal a base. Well, the few times you see manager let his pitcher bat, that set a pinch runner in for him.
How about that? All right, Dave Nelson, who can really fly. He was leading the American League in stolen bases for a while. He has 36 stolen bases. Klinkowski's pitch, and Maddox bunts. Foul ball hit him off the foot. That would have gotten Nelson to second base easily. And Nelson trotting now, coming back to first. And we'll remind you, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network, and we pause for station identification.
WGY Schenectady, serving Schenectady, Troy, Albany in the great Northeast. Temperature 78, mostly sunny.
All right, the pitch is bunted at and fouled off again. Strike 2. Joe Maddox, who is normally an excellent bunter, has fouled 2 pitches off. 0-2 the count. Nelson now, as we told you, 36 stolen bases, can really fly, and you can get a pretty good jump on Klinkowski. When Ron lifts that left leg, he kind of double pumps with it. Nelson leads away. Here's the stretch. Throw over to first. He's back. Boy, that was almost a wild throw. Nobody out. 6-5, the Rangers lead, top of the ninth. Here's the stretch. And the pitch, he fouled it off, strike 3, and Maddox is out of there, trying to bunt with 2 strikes on him. Klinkowski picks up a big strikeout, and it brings up Jim Mason. Now, Mason is 3 for 4 in this game. He has singled 3 times and struck out once. And the 7th, when he singled, he drove in a run. He tried to stretch it into a double, and Swoboda made a fine throw to second base. And nailed him. 1 man out. Munson will have to be alert. Throw to first, Nelson back. Mason steps out of the batter's box. Mason batting .247 now with those 3 hits. The stretch. No. Good bluff bounce. They could be two. Clark goes to Michael 1. Back to first. Double play. A big double play for the Yankees. 4-6-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 8 1/2, it's Texas 6 and the Yankees 5.
And now, a little help from your friends overseas.
I think the most important things to be aware of when you're traveling through Europe is local laws. Each country's laws about drugs, because these people really mean business.
So if you're busted, you're guilty, eh? So if you're guilty, there's nothing they can do. You're in jail.
Well, I have one friend who got 6 years.
It's a different kind of a world, and things just aren't the same.
There are over 900 United States citizens doing time on drug charges in foreign jail cells. They didn't know or they didn't care that their drug laws are tough, and there's no way around them. When you're busted for drugs over there, you're in for the hassle of your life.
It's just not for me. To be put away in a foreign country, not know what to do, not know who to contact.
Well, I have one friend who got 6 years.
Senior citizens admitted for the 50-cent service charge. Looks like Steve Lawson, a left-hander, will be the pitcher in the bottom half of the 9th inning for the Texas Rangers. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used in this ball game, or 4th pitcher used by Ted Williams, who started with Mike Ball, used Paul Lindblad, Casey Cox, and when Cox walked to get on in the top half of the inning, he sent a pinch runner in for him. So really, Cox worked 2 innings in the ball game. And this Steve Lawson from Oakland, California, was called up from Des Moines after he'd pitched 20 games down there, won 7 and lost 9. So far this year for the Major League club, Lawson has been in 7 ball games, no record. He's pitched only 10 innings, Phil, but he struck out 8 men. See what Lawson, seems to me we saw him briefly down there, or did we? Saw him in 1 ball game. He pitched 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 2 and struck out 2, and did not figure in the decision.
All right, Frank, and Bobby Mercer will lead it off. Bobby, who has struck out, tripled, doubled, and singled. And what a time to go for the cycle. All he needs is the home run. I say all he needs. One of the most difficult feats to accomplish is hitting for the cycle in the ball game, getting a single, double, triple, and a home run, and not necessarily in any kind of order. That would be something. And Bobby is red hot right now. 3 for 4. And batting .291. And there's a pitch hits in front of home plate all the way back to the screen. Ball 1. Well, the young left-hander trying to put a little extra on the pitch to Mercer. Didn't come near the strike zone. It'll be Mercer, White, and Bloomberg. All right, Lawson ready. On the outside corner. What kind of curve was that? That was a weird-looking curve.
Certainly was. Phil, more and more we're seeing these young relief pitchers. This young man is only 21.
All right, the 1-1 pitch. Another one, and Burby trying to slap it to left field just a little late. That would have been an easy double, trying to get it over Dalton Jones's head. Got good wood on it, but sliced it foul back into the crowd. Said I was watching that game of the week last night when that Terry Forster came on. He can really throw that ball.
He's only 21.
Right. All right, a ball and 2 strikes on Mercer. Nobody out, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch. High and tight. Bobby has to duck out of the way. It's 2-2. What a rough curve, this young left-hander. Bobby's going to have to hang in there. 6-5, the Rangers lead in the bottom of the 9th. All right, Mercer not quite ready. John Rice calling time until he is. Now he is. Pitch to Bobby. Deep to right field. We're back there, way back. Caught. A home run for Bobby Mercer. He has the ball game is tied up at 6-6.
Come back in the ball game that seem to be slipping away from them and have tied this one 6-6. It isn't won yet, but they made that first big move on Bobby Mercer's 23rd home run, and that means that our friends at ASCO will be sending those 9 baseball gloves to Ford's Clara Barton Boys Baseball League in Ford, New Jersey.
Holy cow, this crowd went wild. Bobby Mercer has hit for the cycle, a single, a double, a triple, and a homer. The ball game is tied up. Roy White is up there with 1 ball on him. Lawson delivers ground ball deep to short. Mason up with the ball. The long throw. Hey, it's Bobby safe. He's safe at first. The umpire was on the ball. The throw beat him, but Bittner bobbled the ball, and White is safe. And let's see what they give him. An error. Charge to the short. Whoop, wait a minute. Who's the error charged to? I think they gave it to the shortstop. Actually, the ball reached him on a fly, Frank.
I think they're going to charge it to the first baseman. I think they signaled down from the press box an error on the catcher, the receiver of the ball. So that error will go to Larry Bittner, the first baseman.
You're right, Frank, because the ball never did hit the ground. All right, Roy White at first. Here's Ronnie Bloomberg, who pinch hit in the 7th and popped up. White at first, nobody out. All sides, 6-6. Ronnie squares, bunt, but foul down the first base line. Strike 1. Nobody out. What a night for Bobby Mercer. Had quite a few days where he's had at least 4 base hits, I think, Frank. I know in the second game of that doubleheader he had 4 base hits. 1 strike on Bloomberg. Ronnie squares. The pitch is bunted at and missed. Strike 2. The Yankees are amazing the way they've been able to bounce back with their inability to sacrifice runners along. On deck, Bernie Allen. All right, 2 strikes on Ronnie Bloomberg. Here's the stretch. Low, nice play by Billings, the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the 5th time, Phil, that Bobby Mercer has had as many as 4 base hits in the ball game, and the 3rd time in his last 4 games.
The 5th time, Frank? Wow.
5th time this year and the 3rd time in his last 4 games.
How do you like that? Boy, that's getting them in clusters, I tell you. Yankees tied up now 6-6. Roy White at first, nobody out. The pitch to Bloomberg. A bounce to the second base. Harris gets it, goes to second, 1, throw to first, not nearly in time. They get the 4th play. From 4 to 6. Bloomberg safe at first base, but again, a failure to bunt has cost him a chance for a run. Now Bernie Allen, who pinch hit in the 7th inning. Bernie drove in a run with a ground ball to first base, and the base is loaded. Did not get a base hit. It was a big ground ball. All right, Bloomberg at first. 1 out. On deck, Johnny Callison. Stretch by Lawson. And the curve high, almost hit Allen in the head, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, a curve in there, strike call 1-1, and he has got a good curve. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Let's see if Ronnie might try to steal a base here. Tough with a left-hand pitcher out there. Here's the strike. And the pitch. Low, 2 balls and a strike. 6-6 ball game. Texas was leading 1-0. The Yankees took a 2-1 lead. Texas went ahead 4-2, then 6-2. Yankees came back with 3, made it 6-5. Versus Homer here in the bottom of the ninth has made it 6-6. Lawson sets. Swing and a miss at a low curve. And Bloomberg's going to second. I don't know whether it was a foul. If it isn't, Bloomberg's safe at second. Billings could not find the ball. It is not a foul ball. So Ronnie Bloomberg very alertly goes down to second base. Billings was looking all over, but down at his feet where the ball was. Am I wrong, or does Billings have a mustache?
Yeah, he's got a pretty good set of chops there, Phil.
Uh-huh.
They'll charge him a pass ball on that play, incidentally.
Okay, pass ball. Big break for the Yankees. Runner at second now, only 1 out. 2-2 on Bernie Allen. The stretch by Lawson. Curve high, ball 3-2. That will not be a stolen base for Ronnie Bloomberg, as Frank Messer told you. That's a pass ball charged to the catcher. But you got to give Ronnie credit for being alert. All Billings did was turn his head to look back. The ball was at his feet, and Ronnie took off.
If he'd been stealing on that one, he could have gone all the way around to third, because Billings just had no idea where that ball was.
All right, the 3-2 pitch. Foul off the end of the bat. And Allen just stayed alive. And I tell you, this young left-hander with 3-2 threw a curve again. What a ball game. You know, we've been saying that every game, Frank, here at the stadium.
That's certainly true, and as the games, come down toward the end of the year and the Yankees stay this close, there's going to be that much excitement in every ball game.
All right, you folks are missing all the action. Ready again for a 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Strike 3. He curved him. Allen knew it. Bernie trying to decoy and go to first. I tell you, this young man has shown me something with a curveball on 3-2 twice. That brings up Johnny Callison. Johnny came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th, fly deep to center. So the Yankees need a hit here.
You have to say Lawson has some poise out there, Phil. Now, you'd think that the game-tying home run would rattle him. Then the error by his first baseman, then a passed ball, but he still is hanging right in there. So you have to give him some credit.
All right, Frank. 2 out. Callison the batter. Curve is a little bit low over the plate, but low. Ball 1, and he's got a dandy. I tell you, he puts everything behind it. Comes right over the top, down on that right foot, and follows through. On deck, Gene Michael, and Gene has been red hot. The 1-0 delivery. Curve hit in the air, but to center field. Maddox is back. He's under it and makes the catch. But the Yankees pick up the big run on Bobby Mercer's home run. There was 1 error, a pass ball, and a man left. And at the end of 9 full innings, it's Texas 6 and the Yankees 6.
Well, once the Texas Rangers leave, the Chicago White Sox come in, led on by Dick Allen. You talk about some exciting baseball now. You're going to have teams playing each other who are not playing head-on for the pennant, but who are playing for the pennant in their respective divisions. So, both the teams will pull out all the stops, the Yankees and the White Sox, and that will be this weekend here at Yankee Stadium. A night game on Friday, September 1st, an afternoon game Saturday the 2nd at 2 o'clock, and the afternoon of September 3rd at 2 o'clock here at Yankee Stadium. Now you have some underlying things in that series. You have both teams, of course, battling for position in their divisions. But you also have one of the more exciting players, and perhaps the most exciting hitter, certainly in the American League, coming in the person of Richie Allen. And he is battling not only to lead his club to the pennant, but also for the triple batting crown. He would be the first White Sox player ever to do it.
All right, Frank Mess, I tell you, after Sunday's tremendous doubleheader, my larynx was semi-fractured. After that 9th inning, it is fractured. So Frank Messer's going to carry you along for, well, I don't know how long, but he's going to carry you along. Frank?
Okay, Scooter. And it will be Larry Bittner to lead off the 10th inning for the Texas Rangers. Bittner is 2 for 4 in this ball game. Tied up 6-6. Bobby Mercer hitting for the cycle for the first time. You hear the crowd start chanting defense as they combine some of the phrases and words from other sports right into baseball. I don't think a Yankee fan has been more conscious of defense for a long, long time than they are this year. There's the windup by Klinkowski. The pitch from the left hand hitting Bittner, hit in the air to left field. Roy White is after it. He's under it. Should have it. He does have it. One away. One pitch, one down. Bittner slices one off to White and left. And now Rich Billings, the catcher, is 0 for 4 in this ball game, batting .273. With the flamboyant, very colorful Sparky Lyle leading the Yankee bullpen and defense, it's understandable that Yankee baseball fans have become defense conscious. There's the windup by Klinkowski, the pitch here, low and outside for a ball, 1-0. Score tied 6-6. Curveball is taken outside the strike zone, says the plate umpire Johnny Rice. Klinkowski and Munson both wonder about it. 2 balls and no strikes. The Yankees have 14 base hits. The Texas Rangers have 13 hits. Rangers have committed 2 errors and the Yankees 1. Klinkowski's next offering. Fastball is low. He can't get his breaking pitch in or his fastball. He's fallen behind 3-0 to Rich Billings, the right-hand hitter. Dalton Jones is on deck. Next pitch. A strike on the inside corner, 3-1. This one is hit on the ground, through the hole into left field, past Bernie Allen at third. Base hit. Roy White wings it back in, and Rich Billings is on with a leadoff single. Base hit number 14 for the Texas Rangers. And there have been some base hits rattling around this ballpark the last few days. The batter now is Dalton Jones. He's 1 for 4 in the ball game and has scored a run. Sliced a single off into left field back in the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch to him. And it gets the outside corner, strike 1. Dalton Jones off a 1 for 4 evening is batting .173. Throw to first base, safe. Trying to pick Billings off. Joe Lovito is on deck. He'll be coming to bat for the first time in this game. Next pitch here. Hit down the left field line. If that's a fair ball, it's going to be trouble. It is a foul ball. Into the corner, but a foul ball.
You know, Frank Jones has always been a dead pull hitter. He's pulled everything earlier in the year when we were down in Arlington. And even here, the Yankees played everybody way over on the right side. But the last couple of series against the Yankees, Jones has been trying to carry the ball to left field.
All right, the count to him is 0-2, Bill. Score tied 6-6 here in the top half of the 10th inning. Klinkowski has surrendered his first base hit in the ball game as he sets, kicks, and deals. This one is hit on the ground to Clark. Tosses up, goes to Michael out at second. Back to first, double play. 4-6-3 double play that retires the side. As the Yankees turn over their third double play in this ball game. And you'll never get them to believe that they didn't have another one that was not allowed back in the 6th inning. 4-6-3. Clark to Michael to Bloomberg. No runs on a base hit. No errors, nobody left. In the middle of the 10th inning, the score. Yankees 6 and the Rangers 6.
Schaefer invites you to the exciting Eastern States Exposition. 10 big days starting September 15th in West Springfield, Massachusetts. There'll be exciting entertainment, exhibits, and games and rides for the whole family. Come and see the Big E. And while you're there, visit the Schaefer tent for some frosty cold Schaefer beer.
And the Baltimore Orioles will be in here at Yankee Stadium for their last trip in at the stadium this year. On September 12th and 13th, the Red Sox will be in for a couple of night games. And then that weekend, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of September, a Friday night, a Saturday afternoon, and a Sunday afternoon. Boog Powell, Earl Weaver, Dave McNally, Mike Cuellar, Pat Dobson, and the Baltimore Orioles will make their last appearance here at the stadium. So you better get your tickets. You can never tell how close this thing is going to be. The middle of September when the Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles make their final appearance here at the stadium. All right, Frank Lester.
Gene Michael now comes out. He'll lead off the 10th inning. Ron Klimkowski is on deck. The pitch to Michael, taken low, ball 1. Gene is 2 for 4 in this ball game, and he's had 5 hits in his last 8 at-bats, raising his batting average to .228. Left-hander deals. Michael swings, ground ball deep in the hole. It's short. Fielded there by Mason. Long throw across. He's out. Michael thrown out by the shortstop, Jim Mason. 1 down, and they take Klimkowski back, and John Ellis will bat for Ron Klimkowski. John Ellis tied the first game of Sunday's doubleheader with a double off the wall in center field. Came back and caught the second game and had 3 hits and 3 runs batted in. So Ellis is now hitting .284. As a pinch hitter, he's 5 for 16 with 3 runs batted in. Yankee pinch hitters have come through pretty good. 1 of every 4 has had a base hit. Left-hander to right-hand hitter. Outside. Lawson misses the outside corner. Ball 1. Steve Lawson relieved in the top of the first batter in the 9th inning. He started the 9th inning, in other words, and Mercer homered to the seats and right to tie the game. Next pitch, low. Ball 2, 2-0. Yankees 6 runs on 14 hits. The Rangers 6 runs on 14 hits. And the 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Lawson keeping the ball away from John Ellis. However, he gets that ball over the outside part of the plate. Ellis has the power to put it in the right field seat. 3-0 delivery. Here it comes. And it is ball 4 inside. Ellis is on. Looks like Lawson that time tried to put something extra on it. Ellis is on at first base, and Mel Stottlemyre will run for John Ellis. Stottlemyre will run for Ellis at first base. That is the first walk given up by Lawson, and only the third by Ranger pitching. Mike Paul started. Paul Lindblad, Casey Cox, and now Steve Lawson have all pitched in relief. The Yankees with a potential winning run at first base. Billings, the catcher, down behind the plate and across, giving a sign to Lawson. Bittner at first base, holding the runner Stottlemyre on. And Lawson kicks and deals. Clark takes low, ball 1. Clark is 1 for 5. He doubled in the 7th inning, came in to score run number 4 for the Yankees. His double also drove in a run, getting Hal Lanier home from second base. Next pitch to him. High. Ball 2. Clark is batting .244 at the moment. A second ball game in a row that has gone into extra innings. The Yankees played 16 against the Kansas City Royals in the nightcap Sunday before winning it 9-8. Here's the pitch to Clark. He takes a strike. It's 2-1. Lawson walks off the back of the mound, gets some rosin. 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Foul back, and it will be out of play, just into the seats. Yankees have backed up their pitchers in this ball game with 3 double plays, and they now have 141 to lead the American League. Two balls, 2 strikes to Hoss Clark. Mel Stottlemyre at first. Larry Bittner, the first baseman, holding him on. The look over there by the southpaw, Steve Lawson. And here's the pitch. Clark takes high. Ball 3 and a full count. So now, Dick Hauser goes through the signs at third base. Clark looking down to see if the runner will be going. Stottlemyre looking across to see if Houck's intention is for him to run. Score tied 6-6, bottom half of the 10th. Thurman Munson is on deck. Stretched by Steve Lawson. Checks Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre goes, pitches high, ball 4. Winning run is at second. Now here comes Ted Williams. The Texas manager on his way to the mound. Looks like he may make a couple of changes. He's going to bring Tommy Ragland into the ball game at third base for Dalton Jones, and he'll also make a pitching change. So, with Jones having been the last hitter in the top of the 10th inning, he'll have his pitcher batting in Jones' spot. Clark on at first. The infield at double play depth. Munson has stepped out, now moves back in. He has flied to left, grounded out to third, walked, single to center, and grounded out to short. Kenya turns it loose. Swung on, ground ball to second, could be 2. They go to the shortstop out, no play at first as Clark takes Mason out at second base. Ted Williams now comes out again to the playing field to talk to his pitcher and his catcher. They'll talk about Bobby Mercer, who has singled, doubled, tripled, and homered in this ball game. Mercer 4 for 5. Will be batting with Stottlemyre at third and Munson at first. 2 away.
They're going to put Mercer on and load the bases up. You don't see this very often. They're going to force Munson over the second to load the bases up. Tell you, Ted Williams, who wasn't too bad a hitter himself, is showing, I think, Bobby Mercer, he's paying him a supreme compliment here by loading the bases up with second base vacant, first base occupied, so is third occupied. And still, Pena can throw that ball in the dirt to White. You can bet White is not feeling too good about this move. He says, hey, you got to show me a little more respect than this, Mr. Williams. Let's see what happens.
All right, Mercer with the hot bat, and he's put on. That moves Munson down to second. And the only man the Rangers are worried about right now, though, of course, is Stottlemyre, the runner at third. If he crosses the plate, the ball game is over. Pena hides the ball behind his right leg, taking the side. Now the full windup, and the pitch to Roy White. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground towards second base. Dug up there, the throw to first. Harris throws out White, and the side is out. So the strategy paid off as White weakly grounded to the second baseman, Vic Harris. For the Yankees, no runs, no hits. There were no errors, and 3 men are left on base. At the end of 10 innings, the score is still Yankees 6 and the Rangers 6.
Well, Frank Messer, there's only one relief pitcher I know around here gets the kind of hand that little left-hander out there, Sparky Lyle, just got. It's Sparky Lyle. Lyle got roughed up last time he pitched against the Kansas City Royals. In fact, I believe the first time Lyle had pitched, he had to be taken out himself. And McDaniel came on and did a whale of a job in relief of Lyle, and the Yankees finally won that ball game. Sparky is making his 46th appearance for the Yankees. Right now, Lyle is going against Joe DeVito, a switch hitter. And here's Frank Messer.
All right, Bill. Joe DeVito is hitting .211. He's up there as the right-hand batter, of course. Chokes up, swings and misses, strike 1. Lyle picked up his 7th win in the first game Sunday, and came in the second game, tried to save a win for Fritz Peterson. and was not effective. Now his 0-1 delivery. Swung on him, missed strike two. Sparky Lyle, and you have to be this way really to be a ball player, especially a pitcher, and more especially a relief pitcher. You didn't take that ball game off the mound with him. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, and it's low. 1-2. Wow, Ramrod stiff taking the sign, kicks and deals, and it's swung on and missed. Started with a breaking ball. So Levito, batting for the first time in the ball game, strikes out at the hands of Sparky Lyle. And that's Ted Ford. Ford has had a good night, 3 for 4, including a 3-run homer in the 6th inning. The Yankees did not believe Ford should have come to bat in the 6th inning. They thought they had a double play on a ball that Howard hit to Gene Michael at short. Michael flipped to Clark, but they did not allow the out at second base. They threw on to first base and did get Howard. Had it been a double play, it would have ended the inning. But then Ford came up and hit a 3-run homer. The pitch is high to Ford, ball 1. It was his 11th home run of the year. Next pitch from Lyle, swung on and missed. 1-1. On that play out at second base, Gene Michael, Horace Clark, and Bobby Mercer all the way in from center field protesting to Marty Springstead, the umpire who called it. Now the 1-1 deal. Get on the ground, left side. Allen has it. The throw to first base. He's safe at first. The throw pulled Bloomberg off the bag. He tried to make the tag. Missed the tag, and Ford goes sliding in at first base. That brings up Vic Harris, who swings around and bats right-handed. Charged Bernie Allen with an error on the last play on the throw, which pulled Bloomberg off the bag. Now the 1-0 pitch to Harris. He takes a strike, and it's 1-1. So with 1 out, the Rangers have a man on. Tom Ragland, the third baseman, is on deck, batting in the 9th spot. 1-1 pitch coming down. Sparky Lyle turns it loose. The runner goes. Pitch is bounced foul outside of first. As Harris tried to hit to right field, he fouled it off. Harris is 0 for 4 in this ball game, batting but 106. Texas Rangers with a young ball club. No, they're not going anywhere. They're going to finish last in their division, so they're giving some of these young players, such as Harris, some experience in the major leagues, looking ahead to next year or 2 or 3 years from now. Ford takes his lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Harris was fooled on the slider, did not have a good cut, and he strikes out. Second strikeout for Sparky Lyle. And now the batter is Tom Ragland, batting for the first time in the ball game. When Ted Williams brought Pena in to pitch, he brought Ragland in to play third base, so Ragland could bat on the number 9 spot. And Ragland's hitting 185. Throw to first base, Ford gets back. Score tied 6-6 here in the top of the 11th inning. Ragland in fairly close to the plate. The set by Lyle, the pitch to him. Ball 1. Looked like it had the plate. Must have been a little bit high. Lyle has his sign from Munson and delivers. Pitch is hit down to Bloomberg. Fair ball. He steps on the bag, and the side is out. Right off the end of the bat. Sharply at ground ball right at Bloomberg, who makes the play unassisted. And in the top of the 11th inning for the Rangers, no runs, no hits. 1 Yankee error, and a man is left on. In the middle of the 11th inning now, the score is New York 6 and Texas 6. Ronnie Bloomberg will lead off for the Yankees here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Ronnie is 0 for 2. Popped up and grounded into a force out. Came in with the bases loaded in the 7th inning, a little too anxious, way out in front of the pitch, and popped it up to the third baseman. First pitch to him from Pena. Misses outside and low, ball 1. Bloomberg hitting .283. Pena winds, kicks and deals. Outside, ball 2.
Strength against strength here, Frank. Bloomberg, a low fastball hitter, and Pena, a low sinker ball pitcher.
All right, the 2-0 pitch to him. He started to go and took it on the inside corner for a strike. 2-1. Bernie Allen is on deck. Bloomberg spread out in the batter's box. 2-1 pitch to him. Way outside. Ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. 6-6 ball game in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Horacio Pena, the right-hander, kicks and deals. Ball 4. Bloomberg is on. So the Yankees have the leadoff man on. And Bernie Allen coming up. Johnny Callison comes out on deck. Bernie Allen is hitting .250. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game. He wants the second base umpire, Springstead, to move out of his line of vision. Now the dugout is trying to get the left fielder, Joe Levito, in closer. He finally sees Ted Williams, and his coach is waving to him. They look for the bunt. Allen gives no indication as he takes low and outside. Ragland, the third baseman, well in on the grass. Well, Bernie Allen would have to bunt the ball to the right side if he's going to move that runner up. Even though Bloomberg has good speed, that Ragland's right down there ready to shake hands with him. Throw to first base drives Bloomberg back. Of course, the pitcher here, Pena, would like to keep the runner as close as possible to take that extra step away from him that could mean the difference in a force and a safe play at second base. Next pitch. Allen takes inside, ball 2, and again, no indication of a bunt. 2 balls and no strikes. Horacio Pena requests time, and he wants another baseball. That's it. Boston has gone out in front of Chicago with 2 first-inning runs. The Red Sox leading 2-0. They're in the 3rd inning up there at Fenway Park. Midway through the 3rd inning, Boston now hitting, leading 2-0. Pena stretches here. Bloomberg takes his lead. Here's the pitch to Bernie Allen. He takes low and outside, ball 3, and again, no indication of a bunt. Allen steps back, looks down to the third base coach, Dick Hauser. Pena behind on the count, 3-0. He comes set and delivers. Allen takes a strike, 3-1. Again, Allen steps back from the plate, looking for a sign.
What do you think Ted Williams would take for another left-hander out in that bullpen? He'd really like to have one now, but he's used them all.
All right, Pena throws over to first. Bloomberg gets back. One pitch. Bloomberg goes. It's ball 4. Low and outside as Bloomberg broke with the pitch. Bernie Allen walked, and the Yankees have the potential tying run now at second base. The batter, Johnny Callison, and Dick Hauser will come down to talk to him. third walk allowed by Pena. One of them was intentional. But right now, runners at first and second. And Callison, the left-hand batter up there. Gene Michael comes out on deck. Callison is 0 for 2. Fly twice to center field. Now he wants Springstead to move out of his line of vision. Springstead likes to get on the third base side of second. Now he gets over on the first base side, checks with the center fielder, Elliott Maddox, to see if he's in his way. Bloomberg leads at second, Allen at first. Ragland ready to charge from third. Here's the pitch. And no indication of a bunt. It's low and outside, ball one.
The Yankees do have an extra man on the bench, Frank Messer. Jerry Kenney has not been used in this ball game, and he is, I believe, the only Yankee extra man who has not been used.
A couple of times this year, the skipper, Ralph Alk, has gone through his bench. Lanier is the only man not used in Sunday's affair. 1-0 pitch. Swung on line out of left field. That's going to be in for the base hit. Here comes Bloomberg around third. Here comes a throw way off the line, and the Yankees win it 7-6. Johnny Callison lines a single into left field, and Joe Levito's throw was about 15 to 20 feet off the mark at home plate as Bloomberg comes in to score, and the Yankees have won the first game of the doubleheader here in extra innings. And for the second time in the last 3 ball games, it is Johnny Callison who knocked in the winning run with a base hit. Well, the Yankees won it by a score of 7-6.